The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big News Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. This program starts now. Football is awesome, okay? And the Chiefs is still the Chiefs. The Chiefs get a massive win on Monday Night Football. Travis Kelce's back to doing Travis Kelce stuff. That means getting the ball a lot, doing laterals. Taylor Swift is in the building before she launches another massive tour. Patrick Mahomes is doing his thing. Kareem Hunt goes for over 100 yards. Hello, Juju Smith-Schuster, introducing himself back to the Kansas City Chiefs fan base. And the New Orleans Saints have a tough outing, even though they make it close late, and the Chiefs remain undefeated.
Hell yeah.
Alongside the Chiefs being undefeated, the Minnesota Vikings undefeated. Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, will join us at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. 12:15 here in about 14 minutes. C.J. Stroud will join us of the Houston Texans. At 2:05 Eastern Time on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live, Michael Keaton. That Michael Keaton will join us. All of that is all fine and dandy. The sports world changed this morning.
Yep.
Out of nowhere. On this particular Tuesday, the New York Jets and Woody Johnson have fired Coach Robert Saleh. This news obviously drops from an Adam Schefter text or tweet at 10:08 Eastern, and everybody on earth is wondering to themselves, how the hell did we get here so fast? We're just 5 weeks into the season. The Jets obviously, before the season, had high hopes, high expectations. Aaron Rodgers was back. The defense, which under Saleh had been damn good throughout the entirety of his coaching stint for the New York Jets, was going to be great, and then the offense is going to be able to match it. We're going to go win a Super Bowl. We're going to invest. We're going to do this thing. Here we are 5 weeks in, and there's disappointment, not just in America, but also in London. That trip back from London town. Was Woody Johnson so fed up with everything he was seeing on the sideline? Was Woody Johnson sick of seeing everything that he saw in the news and in the newspaper about his team not living up to expectations, not living up to hope? So he felt obligated to do something? We don't know. But what we do know, he's a defense coordinator. Coach Ulrich is now the interim head coach, and Coach Saleh is no longer a coach in the NFL. Now, to Coach Saleh, we will say this. That's a tough market over there.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some tough players playing very important positions for you. The team hasn't looked great. You know, Fireman Ed at one point even thought about maybe not being Fireman Ed for the Jets anymore, even though he runs into fires instead of away from fires. Even he couldn't deal with the shit of the New York Jets anymore. And Jets fans have obviously always seemingly been cursed, is what they would say. But this guy, whenever he left the San Francisco 49ers as defense coordinator, was going to be the guy that was going to change it for the New York Jets. Because the amount of moxie, energy, passion, respect from the coaches and respect from the players that he had. It was going to be different when Robert Saleh got in there, and they just didn't win.
Nope.
You know, they just continue to not win. Aaron comes back. They got a slow start. Last year, he only got to play 4 offensive plays for them. Achilles tear. That was probably Bob Saleh's best coaching job, was after that, being able to step up into a microphone every single week and say, we're trying this, we're trying that. When really what he wanted to say was, we're punting on the year, okay? Mm-hmm. We plan on a quarterback coming in here and changing everything, and instead he gets hurt 4 plays into what do you want from me? We're punting on the year, we're going to run it back next year. Well, they are trying to run it back this year. He will not be running it back anymore. Fired through 5 weeks of the NFL season. Now, a lot of people are going to say that Aaron Rodgers was the one that got him fired.
Whoa.
Aaron Rodgers did a power play here. A lot of people have been trying to drive a wedge between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh literally since the day that Aaron Rodgers went to the New York Jets with Robert Saleh. Aaron Rodgers has told us on this particular program, he has told the public numerous occasions, he likes Coach Robert Saleh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, the hug situation that happened on the field obviously was something, but if you watch the one Jets drive about 8 days after that, there was actually a hug on a tunnel after that game immediately. They could have released that.
Yeah.
Could have released that in the morning and said, hey, the hug thing, kind of null and void. We got to hug later. But I think Aaron has been very open in public about liking Robert Saleh. So for him, I'll be excited to hear his take tomorrow, 12:10 Eastern. Aaron Rodgers will be joining us to chit-chat about everything happening with the New York Jets. Coach Saleh himself going forward, his answer is going to be there's a lot of football left. A lot of things can still happen, which I assume is the message that everybody's still delivering in the Jets building today, which is why I assume everybody is a little gobsmacked by the news in the building. Now, they play on Monday Night Football, okay? So in NFL buildings, whenever you're playing on a different day, they change the schedule up, basically. So for the rest of the world right now, it's Tuesday. In the New York Jets football operation, it is Monday because there is 1 week until the next game, or 6 days until the next game, which is Monday night. So tomorrow will be the off day. Today was scheduled to be in the afternoon work like a scheduled Monday is in a football building. Then this firing happens, and then boom, schedule goes crazy. And then it's like, hey, tomorrow, probably much smarter and much better and much more couth for the entire situation, especially for a coach that he has a lot of respect for. So we will see Aaron Rodgers tomorrow. Everybody's going to have takes on this in the sports world. Everybody in New York is going to have takes on this. And now all eyes are on this team going forward. Was it Coach Saleh's fault? Okay. Was it the offense's fault? What do they do with the rest of the season? With Coach Ulbrich taking over, who we saw in Hard Knocks has the respect of the team. Fascinating times for the New York Jets, but this is the NFL. Bryce Young got benched after week 2 of the NFL season. He said it felt like the season's slipping away. Here we are after week 5, New York Jets going, this is not what we thought this year was going to be. We're losing in England. We're losing at home.
But
we got no hope, and we're the laughingstock of everybody. So Woody Johnson makes the call to fire the head coach. Football is insane. It always will be. The Talks at Tables here at Boston Connor, and Bruce Brown still filling in for Ty Schmidt. Conman, you know it. The Jets always make good decisions, and this seemingly is one that has nobody talking.
Yeah, very early on for the Jets to jet this hard, but this is what the Jets do. I mean, we kind of, I usually go back to at some point throughout the season, it'll happen. Didn't expect it to be after week 5. You would have thought maybe like, hey, they lose to the Broncos in a very disgusting game. That would make more sense. Like, they almost beat the Vikings, and the Vikings, as we all know, are very good now. They're 5-0.
Game-winning drive.
Yeah, they're
going down in England, international game, early morning, 9:30 kickoff. You wake up, there's football. How's the beginning of it? Not great for the Jets.
No.
Jets come back. All of a sudden, we got a thriller in England to kick off the international series this way. You're 2 plays away, potentially, from beating the undefeated Minnesota Vikings, but instead now, long flight back, Tuesday, you're fired.
Yeah, crazy.
Wild time.
And you just said it, too. Like, they came back. Like, it's not as if they got blown out, where they could have. Like, there was a time in that game where I felt like it could have gone very south for the Jets and it could have got ugly, but it didn't. I feel like, isn't that kind of a reflection of coaching when your team can go one way? Yeah, like, look at this. It's 17-0, and they still make a game out of it. I mean, from here on out, it's 17-6 Jets, because it ended up being 23-17. Like, it wasn't that bad of a performance. I'm blown away by the fact that it's happening now. I'm not blown away because it is the New York Jets, and this is just what happens to them every single year.
I assume there's going to be some sort of team meeting today and everything that takes place. Woody will probably speak to the team at that point, introduce Ulbrich. Ulbrich will lay out his thoughts, his mindset. Ulbrich hired by Saleh, though, right?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of – we were joined by a 9-year NFL vet. Looks cool, not as cool as he did yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler is here. D-Butch, coach fire midseason. Obviously, we've covered it over the last few years here during the Daily Show existence of our life here. Normally gets a good bump. Normally, after a head coach is fired, normally there's a sense of like, okay, we got to re-earn it, reprove it. There's a little freshness in the air, a little bit more motivation. Feels interesting. Everything is not like that for the Jets right now, how we all feel. Just kind of feels like it's an ugly situation altogether. What do you make of it, and how do you think players in locker room are kind of viewing it?
I'm on the same page with Connor. Absolutely confused. You mentioned it yesterday, all the 2 and 3 teams, kind of still out there. I feel like most of the league is kind of in that ballpark. So it's weird that it happened. If you're going to make this decision, I feel like you already came into this season, if you're Woody Johnson, like, hey, I'm just looking for a reason. If that was the case, just do it in the offseason so that you come in with a fresh start as far as the head coach goes. And you mentioned the defense has been good. So to be 2 and 3 coming off a game like that and for him to get fired, I'm absolutely shocked that it went this way. even when Tom went to Tampa, like it wasn't just smooth out of the gate. And this is pretty much Aaron Rodgers' first real season actually playing and gelling with the guys. A lot of new pieces on offense. It took them, I think, until after like a late bye week to really get rolling into the playoffs. So you would expect to have more patience from the owner. Just surprised, but to Conman's point, the Jets are going to Jets at some point, and Week 5 just happened to be the time this year.
You were talking about Tom Brady and Bruce Arians getting on the same page like Week 11 whenever they had a bye week, and that's whenever the offense really started going afterwards, and they go on the miraculous run to go win the Super Bowl or whatever it is. This is the first time that Salah and Aaron have gone week to week through a football season.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why people are like, oh, Aaron hates Salah, Salah hates Aaron, because their answer, it's like, no, like Aaron's super competitive dude, has been doing it a long time.
Yep.
Salah has a operation how he runs it. This is their first time kind of experiencing it. There might be some disagreements. Like that is legitimately how high profile stuff happens. And this is not us speaking as a source conversation. We're just speaking from outside looking in. It's like Aaron has never told us that he hates Salah. Like,
Nope.
That is, and that's seemingly the reaction on the internet today is Aaron goes into Woody's office and says, I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, I flew back from London just like you did. It was a long, miserable flight. I'm done with it. I'm not doing it the rest of the year. That's seemingly what everybody on the internet is thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And I assume that is also what a lot of masses are thinking. I'm not 100% sure that's the case. Would Aaron want an interim head coach?
Yeah, what sense does that make?
Has an interim head coach ever went on to win? I don't.
What is the positive if you're Woody Johnson for this at all? That
Some Jets fans are happy, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah,
sure.
The Jets fans are definitely happy. I've seen a lot of happy Jets fans out there because they don't trust Salah. But do the Jets fans and Woody think that Ulbrich is going to be able to motivate the boys better than Salah did? Like, that's why he made this move? Like, because that's the only reason in my head that it makes sense.
Okay, so talking about motivating the boys, there's a fascinating stat that Hembo sent through. During Salah's tenure, the Jets were outscored by 200. I think it's the next one, Foxy. Boom. The Jets were outscored by 267 points in the first half,
Jeez.
which is the worst in the NFL. The Jets were, which motivate, you talk about motivating team, it's like slow start after slow start after slow start, like to a historic fashion.
True.
Slow start in this entire, boys aren't ready is the natural reaction to that particular stat. And I think a lot of Jets fans experience the beginning of games being a nightmare. And it's like, yeah, they're outscored by 267 points in the first half over his tenure, which is obviously not great. Coach Salah was 20-36 as a head coach for the Jets, which is the worst record in the history of New York Jets football. They've had a lot of losing seasons. A lot of losing seasons. During Salah's tenure, the Jets were outscored. Yep, you got it. During Salah's tenure, the Jets had 60 more penalties than their opponents did, the worst margin in the NFL. So if you go by how a team starts a game, coach supposed to have them ready, and then how disciplined team is, coach supposed to have them disciplined. I guess those two stats would be why Jets fans are like, let's move along.
Finally.
Season's slipping away. But I think what a lot of us would say, like in the building, it's like, those are all the same guys, you know, that are kind of in there. But maybe Ulbrich will run a different ship. Maybe there'll be a little bit more power given to certain people instead of what was happening before. Maybe the message just wasn't hitting home anymore from Coach Salah, so a new person delivering whatever message will be great. But it's like, do they have it in there? Allegedly, Jay Glazer talked to Robert Saleh after the firing, and Coach Salah was blindsided by it. Certainly disappointed, but he wasn't going to be given the opportunity to get things going with what he said is a very good roster. So Coach Salah still thinks, that what they had in the locker room was good. He thought he was going to maybe be given the opportunity to turn it around. That's what Jay Glazer's reporting. He is not. He's been canned. He's been fired. He's been released. They've decided to go their separate ways.
He's going on vacation.
Normally that is how he's going on vacation, is what was reported by Mike Silver, I believe. He's going on vacation. Don't look for him to coach this year. Like the Indianapolis coach, you guys want to do DC? Okay, cool. Probably going on vacation with his family right now.
Yeah.
See you next year. Hey, San Francisco 49ers, you're thinking maybe we bring back Coach Salah and we just do the whole thing? He's going on vacation right now. Okay, he's got a lot to think about, and he's got a guaranteed contract still. So there's a lot of that type of stuff happening. But whenever you have an organization that has had this much shit, you have to start thinking to yourself, how's this go? And I know this is the first time in 25 years that Woody Johnson as an owner has fired a head coach in the middle of the season. Wow. And I guess it's the first time since 1976, if you read those Hembo stats, that a coaching change has been made in the middle of the season. And it was when Lou Holtz just resigned in the middle of the season. Just said, all right, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be doing that. So this is maybe them rattling the cage, doing something differently, or is this them potentially acknowledging to themselves that they don't get a lot right? Let's try to do something different. I don't know what the outcome is. I have no idea what comes from any of this. I'm excited to talk to Aaron tomorrow, but boy, the streets are talking about the old Jets moving on from head coach.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to, no matter what. Like, the people who think that Aaron did this, they're going to continue to think that no matter what. But, like, based on what he's depicted to us, obviously they had a good relationship. Is there a sense in the building, you two obviously know this better than any of us, like, when a coach does get fired, do guys feel and, like, take that personally as if they let that guy down? Like, is that also a bump from players? Because we talk about, like, the new coach bump, got to prove it to the new guy, but is there also, like, a personal, like, hey, we all have to be better for both the new guy and because we just let this guy down?
I mean, I feel like as players, especially as vets, the good players and good teams, I feel like you always look yourself in the mirror first. Like, hey, what could I have done better, especially as a leader, a captain, and things like that. I've never personally been on a team that had a coach fired mid-season. My last season with Chuck, which was Chuck's last season in Indy, kind of towards the end, you kind of knew it was most likely. We had a good relationship where you knew it was probably going to be the end. So you do feel like you do take some ownership and some responsibility, especially if you like the guy. If you don't like the guy, if you're not like, if he doesn't, if you came into the season like, why is this guy still the head coach? Maybe it's a completely different feeling. Now you have Coach Olbrich, and you're like, hey, it may be some new life kind of infused. But it's just weird from the ownership standpoint. If you're going to make that call, once again, I just go back to make the call before the season. Give the head coach a real opportunity to instill some culture, his culture, to have that voice, because now you have a new voice leading the team who a lot of these guys probably never heard run a meeting. A lot of the offensive guys probably haven't heard them run meetings. I've heard nothing but great things about them, but taking on that head coaching role is a completely different ballgame. But I've never personally been on a team that had a coach fired mid-season. Have you?
No, me neither. Yeah. As you were giving that answer, I was trying to figure it out. Chuck leaving in his first year because he had leukemia, and then Bruce Arians being the head coach, acting head coach, while Chuck defeats leukemia and then comes back at the end of the year, which is crazy to think about happening during one NFL season, his first year as a head coach. We had an early bye, so he got some spots checked out because Miss Tina forced him into it. He had leukemia. We came back from the bye, and there was all hands on deck team meeting, which very rarely happens. Like everybody, trainers are in here, equipment managers are in here, everybody all hands on deck. And it didn't start on time. So that was obviously a little bit of okay, what's going on? Then doctors walked in, and kind of gave the prognosis. Irsay was in there, I believe. And like Bruce Arians then was told, like, hey, he's going to be the acting head coach here. And then he talked about leaving the light on. So that was literally a moment of like playing for Chuck. That was like a playing for Chuck moment. A coach being fired, I don't know if you do a play for. Like, I don't know. I legitimately, but if you're in the Jets organization, I think you're used to chaos.
For sure.
You're used to
especially the last few years.
Shit just happening seemingly never ending. All right, well, let's certainly dive back into that conversation. We're going to get a chance to chat with Aaron Rodgers tomorrow, 12:10 Eastern. I'm excited to hear his take on it. I respect the hell out of the decision to, not come on and talk about it today. Just out of respect for the whole situation. I would like to learn more and see how this all is. But tomorrow, he'll have some thoughts, No doubt. I'll be excited to hear it. And his thoughts will shape what the mindset's going to be for the rest of the season for Jets fans who are probably pretty pumped. Some of them pumped about change and maybe not looking the same way we've looked and moving on to a different era here. And then some Jets fans are like, here we go again. So I'm excited to hear what he has to say tomorrow. That'll be 12:10 Eastern. That should be fun. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's in his second year, and we only know one AP voter. We only know one.
Yeah.
Best one.
AP
we love.
He made like a watch list for who's going to win different awards. This dude's in his second year, okay? Already in an AP voters MVP watch list.
Jeez.
Oh.
Okay. Last year, this dude went absolutely bananas, was so good that people say, hey, this guy's got to be cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he struggles when he comes to Indianapolis, even though he wins. Ladies and gentlemen, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, CJ.
What's up, y'all?
CJ, how you doing, man?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, just a quick question. It doesn't appear as if you got worse this year. Sucks. That sucks. Not happy about it, but how do you feel in this second year? You feel like an old man out there? You feel like a vet? How do you feel week to week? Are you still getting better, or are we already at our max year two in the AFC South, terrorizing everybody, CJ?
I feel like I'm still getting better week to week. A lot of defense are playing me a little different, just trying to take me away. Playing a lot of deep coverage, a lot of too high shell. So, I'm still trying to process that, but I feel like week to week I'm getting better. I think the last 2 weeks are definitely some of my best games, and I'm just still growing and still continuing to just challenge myself every week in and week out, just to find ways to get wins.
So you talk about that too high coverage. That's actually a big part of the conversation about the modern NFL right now. Mel Kiper Jr. actually went on television and said we need to ban cover two because of what it's doing to NFL offenses. You just talked about learning it. What does that mean for you? Just taking the easy one as opposed to always taking the shot, or trying to dissect the defense a little bit more? What do you mean by that whenever you say trying to figure out cover two a little bit more?
I would say, I've been playing against it forever, but it's a defensive philosophy, in my opinion, like bend, don't break, and just make you snap it over and over and over and over. So, that's where I think we can get better for the Texans, just, being able to get our running game going a little more. Also, not taking not just getting cheap penalties, because then that puts you in a backed up situation, or 1st and 20, 2nd and 20, 1st and 15, 2nd and 15. Then you're living on third down, and it's hard to live on third down in the NFL. So, I would say, like, I'm taking what's there. I'm taking the shots when I see them, but also, just being able to stay in the positive, stay in the green is what we talk about here. And I think, that's kind of what defenses are doing nowadays. To some of the premier quarterbacks, you see Mahomes gets it a ton, Josh Allen gets it a ton. It's hard to always just be patient. Sometimes you just want to force it down the field. So, it's just a lot of maturity you have to have at this position when you're, looked at as one of the guys that can, beat a defense and they want to take you away.
Okay, so let's talk about that maturity a little bit. Do you think it's because you played so much ball at Ohio State that you just kind of drop in here and you're a 90-year-old man at the most important position in the NFL? Why do you think you have that maturity level already?
Yeah, I would say it has to do something with it. My time at Ohio State definitely prepared me, not only on the field but off as well. So I would honestly say just who I am kind of as a person. I think I've always kind of been a mature kid since I've been little. Now, like, I'm just maturing as a man. But I definitely think as I talk to defenses around the league after games, they're like, man, we're going to take you away and force other guys to beat us. So, and I think that's a sign of respect. But also, we're still finding ways to win, which that is what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you're still finding deep shots. You had one of the coldest celebrations this last weekend. This ball obviously in a bucket, but then the hands crossed, arms crossed. Todd, Nico, we'll talk about him here in a little bit, your connection, and obviously him being week to week. And that's one of the coldest reactions I've seen in some time. We knew we were doing this if the next shot, or just in the moment felt like this was the right reaction.
I feel like it was just the right reaction. It was kind of just I didn't plan on it, but I kind of did something similar last year. But just reminding myself and remind everybody it's regular. You mess up, you give me the shot, I'm gonna take it. And I'm gonna just make you pay. So I often just have to remind myself too, like I'm still that guy. I can still play this game at a very, very high level. So I think that was just like one of those moments, like, yeah, like it's like that. So
I had to remind everybody.
I'm not always that way.
I had to remind everybody this is regular. That is an awesome response. Let me talk to you about a third down week one in the Loud House. I know you experienced the Loud House. I know your ears are still buzzing because of Indianapolis. You made this throw. It was an out, I believe, to Nico. 3rd and 11, fourth quarter. We were charging back. That ball right there. Okay. Hey, listen. That shit can't be happening against Indianapolis anymore. You hear me? That's one of the nicest throws of all time. And you say, like, I have to remind people this is regular. Is there throws or is there moments in games where after something happens, you go, damn, I can't believe that happened? Is that happening still to you, or is everything legitimately expected at this point? That should have been picked off, batted down, and too far out of bounds. Instead, you thread 2 needles, and then you make a first down to win the game pretty much in Indianapolis. It's like, this is just what this guy does. Is there anything that surprises you anymore, or do you have full confidence in everything you're doing?
I would say I have full confidence. I'm very humble at the same time, but I know what I can do on the field. I know that there's no defense for the perfect throw. So I just really you got to just be able to focus in those moments. I seen you and Tyrese over there going crazy. So, I had to hush y'all boys. I was trying to look at y'all after, I think y'all left. Y'all beat the traffic.
Okay, all right.
Not true. Not
Whoa! These tight streets down there.
I'm trying to find you.
Yeah, there was this thing going on. There was a meet and greet. It was
Had that meeting.
Yeah, there was a thing going on. Don't you worry about it. Seems like every time you come, those meetings come a little bit sooner every single time. Let's talk about your cast around you. Obviously, we just talked about Nico there. I think he's week to week with a hamstring, and then Mixon was banged up a little bit. Dalton Schultz was banged up a little bit. Have you had the full cast yet? And how do you feel about the offense this year versus last year?
Yeah, I mean, week 1 was probably the only time we had everybody. And it's kind of what I learned last year is like you don't really get to play with your starters all the time. You have to find ways to win in this league. Sometimes without some of your best guys. And I mean, I think that's a testament to like who you are as a quarterback or who you are as a player. And I challenge myself when that happens to just how good can I be today to take a little bit of slack or take a little bit of pressure off the guy who's filling in the starter's position to get another win. I feel like that was something that I learned last year. But as, time goes, you get guys back, other guys get hurt. It's kind of just what, football thing is, the worst thing about it is injuries. So, you got to be able to deal with it and, take each step each and every day to better yourself so you can better guys around you. So, I definitely feel like once we do get a lot of our guys back, because we've been missing them for about 2-3 weeks now, and guys been in and out. Some guys, are week to week now. But as you see, man, we're still finding ways to win, which is the most important thing. But, definitely wish those guys were healthy and now they'll be back soon.
Next Colts game, you guys should just take off.
Yeah. Big cool.
Yeah.
A few weeks.
Just take it off.
Stop.
Just say, it's a couple bye weeks.
Long,
right.
long
Yeah.
season.
Everybody's like 17 games.
Long season.
You deserve 2 bye weeks.
I mean, if it's the last game, they might not have to play anyways.
All right. It's not.
Come on.
Okay, enough of what you're saying. Joey Flack's going bananas, CJ. I don't know if you know that. Connor has...
No, he looks good.
Okay. Listen, the way, like the whole thing.
I like Joe.
He
Joe's
played good at
great.
the Stroud House.
I like Ant too. Ant balled against us, man. I'd love to see it. I don't, of course not against us, but, Ant's been playing some good ball. There are divisional opponents, and I think we're our rivals. So, I'm not somebody who just like doesn't respect good ball when I see it. You guys are playing some good ball, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very kind
Beat the
of you.
Steelers. That was a good win. Yeah, I respect good ball when I see it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for that, you should take the game off against us. That'd be awesome.
sir.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. That'd be very good leadership of you. Conman has a question for you, CJ.
The Colts just shouldn't have to play in Jacksonville. But CJ, looking at a week-to-week basis
Agreed, actually.
for you for preparation-wise, does D'Amico help with kind of assessing what a defense is going to do on a week-to-week basis against you? Because looking back with Tom and Bill Belichick, they would have weekly meetings, and Bill would just tell Tom like, "Hey, this is what they're going to try and do. This is what they usually like to do. Their tendencies and things of that nature." Do you do that with D'Amico, or are you typically just working with Bobby and sticking to the plan that he puts together for you guys?
He's very frozen. He's been frozen since halfway through your answer. You powered through that very well.
I wasn't even looking.
You did
With
great.
Bobby, but
Here it is.
can y'all hear me?
You have no service down there,
I
CJ.
think
I
it's
mean,
connection.
you sound
Casario probably
Hello?
just throwing a.
You there?
Come on, Nick.
Uh,
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's do it. What's going on? This is the deal. As soon as we start talking about the Colts, he starts complimenting the Colts. All of a sudden, they start shutting it down there.
Hey, if you
What's that all about?
if
Oh,
you
that's
don't,
just
if you're
classic
not
Colts.
pushing Joe Flacco, then I don't think the internet wants to hear your shit.
And just real quick, though, the internet did just shut him down in the middle of that. Don't love that. Hope everything's okay down there in Houston. He's still down, I believe. Are they trying to get us?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who, the Colts?
I don't know. Yeah, is it?
Texans.
It worried
And
over
just for everybody's understanding, Jim Irsay cleared the air. When C.J. Stroud potentially goes real loud in there, and Ben Roethlisberger says, "It sounds like fake loud in here," and then Bill Belichick goes on a Manningcast and goes, "Oh, like when you guys were fake loud in the RCA." Jim Irsay cleared the air. There has never been any piped-in noise
Ever.
in Indianapolis, Indiana.
yeah.
Reminder, piped-in crowd noise, myth, 1,000% fictional, and the skip was on the TV broadcast. We get it, though. Visiting teams couldn't believe that 60,000 in an intimate dome stadium could make that much deafening noise. Credit to the Colts fans. Thank you, Jim, for clarifying all of that. It's just Colts fans are loud, brother.
Been a lot.
There's loud. It's been a lot.
That's
outside.
not believable.
I mean, it's not true whatsoever. Yeah, it has been proven that they have pumped in noise.
That's on the record, brother. Jim Irsay just tweeted it.
Well, hey, look, you can't believe everything you see on X, especially not these days when we're talking about things coming out.
Seeing a lot on X.
Yes.
Lot.
Boy, oh boy. Are we ever?
Not all bad.
You see what happened to Verizon and AT&T?
All right, okay.
Come on.
Everybody's certainly in a situation right now, but we are currently battling a connection with C.J. Stroud, obviously friend of the program, phenomenal football player for the Houston Texans. Since he got to the Houston Texans, I've been very publicly open about getting him out of the AFC South. This is unfair. He's not allowed to be in here. Why is he this good? Then he would go on to have the greatest season in the history of rookie quarterbacks for the NFL. And D-Butch, you were about to ask about Jaden Daniels. I cannot wait to get his take on it because these guys in back-to-back years doing things that rookies aren't normally able to do. Able to understand what a defense does, understand where to put the ball, get the ball out on time and in rhythm, not turn it over, not take big hits, and lead a team. As a 22-year-old, whenever you got grown-ass men around the locker room. What C.J. Stroud did last year for Houston was insane. Now they're 4-1, looking to back it up again. They got a guy down there.
Absolutely. I mean, they are the outliers. They get into a conversation. Obviously, C.J. last year, Jaden Daniels this year. Not only, hey, this is great or good rookie quarterback play, it's just good quarterback play, period. C.J. Stroud was like that last year, should have been in the MVP conversation. I think Jaden is there this year, and everybody knows all these quarterbacks that go in the top of the draft are typically superstars in the college level. But it's a completely different ball game when you're playing in the NFL. And week to week, CJ's talking about it now. Guys are switching it up. Defensive coordinators are switching up. Players are switching it up, trying to take away those big plays, make you go the long, hard way more times than not. And so he's adjusting. It's still great. Always makes the big play and the right decision in the biggest moments.
I'm excited to hear about him and Stephon Diggs' relationship as we continue to try to connect it because him leaving from Buffalo, going down to Houston, on the football field, big deal. He had 2 touchdowns against us in week 1, obviously. I think it was only like 40 yards or whatever, but he had 2 touchdowns. Seemingly just an added weapon for CJ. I guess he's enjoying Houston a lot.
Yeah, big time.
How's CJ?
Maybe
Almost too much.
Nice city, big city.
Hey, you're an ex. Goes back
Nice
to
weather.
Maybe not big
Enjoying
enough.
the weather?
I think he's enjoying the weather,
Yeah.
I think he is enjoying the fashion.
Weather's probably part of it.
I think there's a lot of things that are part of it. He's having a blast, seemingly at
music
right at home down there.
Yep.
He's just right at home.
Really
down
enjoy
there.
the music.
Having the time of
Good
his life.
fashion
Joining
scene.
us now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, is a man who is going to win multiple MVPs when it's all said and done. Seemingly already playing at a Hall of Fame level. Second-year quarterback for the Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, CJ.
C.J., good to see you.
Boost Mobile over here.
Hey, from what I've been told, though, Boost actually
Might be safe.
in a good spot because of potential other hacking going on. Nonetheless, we don't need to dive too far into that. Thank you for joining us. We thought there was a chance they cut it down because you complimented the Colts, which we appreciate. Okay, we do appreciate that. But back to what Connor was asking you. Do you and D'Amico sit down and chit-chat about defenses and what they're probably going to try to do against you like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady did? Or do you stay on the offensive side of this entire thing?
Yeah, I mean, me and Bobby usually meet before the week and, go over, the defenses and what we expect to see. But, D'Amico will give me little nuggets here and there on, just philosophy on what they're trying to do. And also just like certain plays on like what to look for. So, he definitely helps me, see what like the big picture of that style of defense we play throughout that week. Cause I mean, he's been a coordinator in this league for a long time. So, yeah, it's a little bit of both.
How's D'Amico this year, second-year head coach as opposed to first? Now, obviously, you will say you don't know what other coaches are like around the NFL. You've only been in the NFL for 2 years because you say everything right all the time, which is why they need to trade you out of the AFC South, okay? But what have you seen from Coach D'Amico this year versus last year, and how do you think teams responding here in his second year as head coach?
Yeah, I think, teams know how dangerous we can be, and, they try to challenge us in many different ways. But I think D'Amico's done a good job of, just keeping us motivated to, understand that we have a target on our back, but at the same time, just accept it, embrace it, fight fire with fire. So, I definitely think that we've been able to do that. But honestly, we haven't been able to, play our best ball yet, and that's kind of a good thing because we're sitting here 4-1, not played our best ball yet, and I think now every single game we're taking steps to that, play a 4-quarter game. So I definitely see just a lot of things going on the uprise for us.
Yeah, of course. 4-1, haven't played good football yet.
Ooh, yikes!
Houston Texans are supposed to suck forever, brother. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was what was supposed to happen.
Not anymore.
You know it. You know it. You know it. You know it.
Damn right.
Everybody in the back knows it. And then this guy shows up with D'Amico, and it's all flipped on its head immediately overnight. And that's good for the city of Houston. Good football fans down here. How's the crowd's been? Crowd's been insane?
Yeah, it's been cool. Last game was like a playoff game. It was pretty nice, and it's 12 o'clock games a little different in Houston just because there's a lot to do out here. So we really don't get nobody until like first quarter. But the people who come early, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. But it's all love though. Like it's been loud though. It's been really loud. Like the Bears game was amazing. Felt like a playoff game. Last game felt like a playoff game. So. It's up on the uprise.
Yeah, there's a lot to do down there in Houston. That's why what you were able to do as a rookie down there without being distracted is insane. There's another rookie coming, though. D-But's got a question for you.
Yeah, CJ, you were kind of that outlier last year coming in as a rookie, just being dynamic, picking up. I got a question for you. Like, what was the biggest challenge for you coming in from college, obviously being a superstar at the college level, and then being the face of a franchise in the NFL, handling that week to week? And then what's your thoughts on Jaden Daniels and how he's performing early on in his rookie season?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest challenges is, just finding your niche and finding, like, how you were so successful in college and now putting that into the league. Because the game really don't change. It's just little nuances here and there. But honestly, I feel like once I got comfortable, once I got confident is when I started playing really well. So I can see that with Jaden, but, he hit the ground running from week one. So, I'm super proud of him. Talk to him almost every week. And, just really just a fan of his and what he's been able to do these last couple of weeks. And, he's just getting warmed up. So, I hope that he continues to, just stay at it, stay hungry, and I know he will just because that's his personality. But two young IE kids from the same area, just making plays, living out our dreams. So it's just a blessing, and it's just a testament to like, man, you put your heart to something, you can really do it, and it's not too hard for anybody because we're the ones that made it, and we come from really similar situations. So I'm just super proud of him. Root him on every week, and really hope that people see his value. Because last year I feel like since I was a rookie, people just kept throwing the rookie tag on me. Like, nah, I think one of y'all just said it like, nah, it's just good quarterback play. Yeah. Point blank period. So I hope people can see that.
I like that you felt disrespected by people saying this is the greatest rookie season of all time. Rookie. Can we just talk about me as a quarterback as a whole? And I'll tell you what, right now, everybody's doing that with C.J. Stroud. We can't thank you enough for joining us on this glorious Tuesday. What do you got the rest of the day?
Man, I'm about to chill, watch movies, and try to get my mind off the game for a little bit. It's cool.
You going to text Caleb Williams? You talk about... All right, okay. You're the man. Yeah. You're the man. Have you guys talked since then?
No. I wish him. He balled out last week. I'm happy for him, man. That's dope. Seems like he's getting his niche and his groove.
Hell yeah. Happy to hear that. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who's going to be up for MVPs every single year from now until seemingly 2040. Ladies and gentlemen, C.J. Stroud. Thank you, man.
CJ.
All right, C.J. I haven't talked to Caleb, he says.
No. He balled out, though.
Busy season. Got, young quarterback.
You talked to that one time.
A lot going on.
Talk to Jaden every week.
A lot going
different.
Well, they come from the same.
There's different, yeah. I mean, there's situations are situational.
They're both number 2 overall.
And Caleb's balling. So Caleb's figured it out up there, which is what Caleb wanted to say. Excuse me, can I get a couple weeks? I'm going to figure it out. All right, I don't need you telling me how to do this entire thing, CJ. CJ's just like, I'm just trying to be nice. This is what people did to me last year. I'm just trying to kind of pass the baton here. All right, I get it. We'll keep it moving. I love C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, the man.
I don't like that he's in the AFC South. I don't like that it used to be the Colts division, and now it is clearly the Houston Texans division.
When was it? When you say it used to be the Colts division, when was that?
Forever.
They won the division a while.
Forever ago? Or?
No, it happened.
Because you say it used to be like it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, years, a day becomes a week becomes a month becomes a season becomes a year, and then all of a sudden you're a decade down the road. And it's a whole new world.
Okay.
And if you're the Houston Texans, you go back a decade ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, there's no way you thought that what is happening would happen. When Deshaun Watson said, hey, you know what? I would like to be traded. Get me the hell out of here. And they had an FCA guy who, once again, we are Jack Easterby people.
Yes.
He's trying to spread the good word. But he was I don't know him as well. I don't know.
Are you?
I don't know. But that place was a full-on shit show. Every part of it. How they run the team, how the players are playing, how they show up, how the season goes. Fans even losing interest down there. I mean, it was like all faith was lost by everybody in the Texans organization. And then all of a sudden you get the right head coach, you get the right quarterback, you get a culture change with Caserio coming in and doing things. It's like they're all the way back, brother. They're absolutely rolling. Yeah. And I couldn't be more happy for those Houston Texans fans because back whenever it was our division.
Good day.
Those were good days. And every time we played the Texans, it was big nights. Big nights.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the loudest stadium I'd ever played in. Those were the most absurd fans I've ever. A lot of costume fans. We're talking a lot of.
They love the face paint.
Face paint. A lot of. We're talking committed. So now they got a guy for the next 15, 20 years that is going to lead them down there. Good for them. They deserve it. Now on the flip side, Anthony Richardson is also a guy for the next 15 years.
See that first drive against the Steelers?
Absolutely.
Right down the field.
I didn't see it, actually, because I was coming down from the anvil. I still don't know what happened. We scored a touchdown.
It should have been an interception. Joey Porter Jr. actually read it too well in AR. Yeah.
No, he did that
Threw
on
it
purpose.
too well.
He did that on purpose.
Just know that.
You're talking about back shoulder, brother?
No. Just know that Flacco's the guy.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this Salah stuff here. What's next? Can we pull up the Jets' schedule? What is happening? And then they got Monday Night Football, right?
The Bills.
Against the Bills, which is going to be tough.
First place, right? If they win, they would hold the tiebreaker.
Wide open.
AFC East wide open.
Yeah.
Tried to warn you.
Jets could still have a home playoff game at the end of this entire
Easily.
thing. Their schedule, they got the Bills Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills, fresh off a bad game against the Houston Texans, obviously. Don't want to play a good team after a bad game, but that's what's going to happen here for the New York Jets on Monday Night Football, primetime, everybody watching. Holy shit. Imagine all of those conversations that are about to happen on Monday Night Football. Primetime is like all eyes on this team. We got think pieces coming out about this team. We got sit-down interviews coming out about this team. We're gonna learn everything from their new practices with Ulbrich, from the new way he's talking, the team meetings, the attitudes of the players. How's Garrett Wilson feel about new leadership? How's this defense? How Quentin Williams, he's been tight with Salah. How's he feel about a new coach coming in here? Do they have trust and faith in the Jets organization as a whole, as opposed to just Coach Salah? We find out for the next 3 hours as this Monday Night Countdown is about the Jets potentially falling all over themselves with a Mount Rushmore quarterback at the helm. Then they have the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Okay, NBC, that's Sunday Night Football?
Sunday Night Football.
So you got Monday Night Football into Sunday Night Football into the New England Patriots Week 8. So
Tough
for the next 2 weeks, all eyes, primetime game, are on this organization. They're on this team, every decision they make. That is not a great time to be under a microscope, but you could see it as an opportunity. Could reshape your whole culture here publicly over the next 2 weeks with all eyes on the
It's
Jets.
definitely an opportunity because the Bills, you're going to get the interim bump, okay? And that's a good team to get the interim bump against. And then the Steelers and the Patriots, if you score, 13, 14 points, you're probably going to win those games.
Well, that's kind of what the Jets are saying, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, if they score 14, right? Isn't that
it's
kind
a
of been
17-point thing.
the conversation with the Jets, I guess, offensively have been at the bottom
Yes.
through Salah's entire tenure.
Yes.
And then defensively, they've been top 5 the entire time, which is why you bring Aaron Rodgers in, have a good offense, seemingly should be able to link up with a good defense. And then whenever football matters, we're playing our best football.
Yeah.
Instead, week 5, we don't even get a chance to see November or December football with Salah and Aaron Rodgers together, which is wild. Jets fans happy for change, I think. Most, if not all, are happy with it. But they got week 11 Colts, good luck.
Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, look at that. More than half of their next games are all primetime.
Monday Night Football, Bills. Sunday Night Football, Steelers. Thursday Night Football, Texans.
Good old dish for Albert.
At home.
Fireman Ed's going to be here.
Yeah, and Fireman Ed will be getting the boys going.
Fireman Ed coming out. I've heard he's going to rock his bald head.
Oh, really?
What?
Not the thing.
Is he going to paint it?
No, he's going to wear the thing too, tribute to Salah.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, he's going to just use his bald
Nice.
head with the
I mean,
thing.
with all
Hey, he's
those
going to have his arms like this.
Paint his beard.
Yeah, paint his beard on.
all those slow starts under Saleh, you might wonder about Fireman Ed and what he's bringing to the table a little bit as well.
Oh,
No.
That's interesting.
But everybody under the microscope.
Whoa,
I like
whoa,
it, bro.
whoa,
I
whoa,
like
whoa.
that. Hey, I mean,
So many penalties. Is he not get him quiet?
What I don't, I get very confused about when he knows when to do all of them.
It's an
Yeah.
art. It's an art.
They,
It is. It's a feel thing.
feel it in your plums.
He senses
bingo.
it. I do wonder. Let's call Jet Superfan.
I thought you were going to say
I
Fireman
thought
Ed.
Fireman Ed, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I have his number.
Maybe he uses the clock. You know how they have that clock on the field?
I don't have Fireman Ed. I do have Fireman the song though in my phone. I just realized.
Shout out.
Yeah, let's call Fireman Ed. Cold call Fireman Ed. Just see how he's doing right now. That's good.
This
idea.
might be fighting fires.
Good idea.
Well, he might be running towards the fire, but hopefully he'll be able to put the fire out faster than anybody. And
This is the PMS difference.
Yeah, we're cold calling Fireman Ed right now. This is true cold call.
We should just cold call all the biggest Jets fans that we know in the next.
That's what I was thinking about doing. Fireman Ed, FaceTime.
Yeah, Greeny.
Come on, Eddie.
Need you here, fire.
Let's go, Gary V.
Yep.
Fireman is in Woody Johnson's office right now.
He could be.
He might be the next head coach.
Maybe.
Holy shit. I'm FaceTiming Gary V here. We got a Fireman Ed.
I mean, if we're talking head coaches to get the boys going, Gary V look no further.
You think there's any chance he answers this?
He's probably
I haven't talked to
busy.
Gary V in a long time.
He's too busy grinding.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Does he know that they fired Coach Sullivan?
Maybe
Not
not.
yet, no way.
Yeah.
He probably made
He
the
made the
decision.
call. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Still at his
He
view
called,
on
he
all
called
hands.
Woody on their way back from London. He called Woody. Said, "I can't do this."
Woody
shit.
Johnson pulled out the Firefly on Robert Saleh out of nowhere.
I hope not.
That is no answer from Gary V.
Okay.
Let's go to Michael Cole now.
Yeah.
See how they're doing. Are they in full panic? Or are they happy?
They're in the dumps right now.
I think
I
they're
don't think
mostly happy, but it is like a bit of a convoluted confusion where it's like this is Aaron Rodgers' team. Aaron Rodgers is running this organization, but also Bob Saleh's the problem. We got to get rid of him, and it's going to solve everything.
Yeah, it seems like there's mixed reactions and thoughts.
Hackett really dodged us.
Jets
Whoa.
football, brother. You know Hackett's safe.
Why do we, no answer from any of the Jets fans? Look at them all.
What's
crawling.
Tucking their
Greenberg doing?
tails.
That's bunker mentality.
I like it.
I mean, it goes back to what Lombo said too last year about how like, hey, they punted on last year, so this entire year is strictly like, hey, Aaron, if you don't get this done, then I mean, we're not going to fire you, but someone's getting their ass canned.
Heads will roll. I'm FaceTiming Fireman Ed right now.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have my number saved either. Could you imagine Fireman Ed answer a rating call? Sir, fire?
Yeah. Where do you need me?
We got 5 alarm.
All right, let's go through some other stuff. Taylor Swift was at the game last night.
Yeah.
Shuts everybody up, right?
Yeah, it does.
Have Greeny?
Good call.
Especially the after game video
Greeny's
that
got
Pump
it.
showed us. Shuts everybody up.
Hey, they were sucking face up
were
in that suite.
sucking
Yeah,
face.
late.
Hey, Taylor and Travis were sucking face after that game, hanging around in front of Ed Kelsey in the suite,
Free love.
which I appreciate, hanging around afterwards, let everybody clear out. Let's not hit the traffic. We're good. And they were hugging and smooching all over each other afterwards. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but the internet was abuzz because Travis and Taylor were allegedly not together anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then what?
Oh, the date's passed?
And then what? Yeah.
Day pass.
Yeah, they're still in love. Okay. Maybe she's working. Maybe she's not able to just show up to every single primetime game because maybe she's writing a whole new album.
Again?
New era.
You also have to assume that all the suites for any Chiefs game probably sold out, even though she could probably just take whichever one she wanted.
These Jets fans have gone ice cold.
Yeah, they have.
This is Greeny right here.
Are you kidding me?
Greeny, what's he doing?
Maybe all these guys that we're calling are in the meeting with Woody Johnson right now.
One Jets drive.
Drawing up a new offense.
There could be. I mean, Woody could have called in a group of celebrity fans of Jets and say, what are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah.
Who do you think we should go with? How do you think this should go? And then maybe Gary V's in the middle of laying out how the Jets win the Super Bowl this year. And maybe Aaron Rodgers sitting there listening to Gary V tell him what he needs to do. Maybe Woody Johnson telling him all what needs to happen.
Yep.
And maybe there's a team meeting happening in a matter of moments.
Oh.
And we shall hear probably from that because Schefter knew within minutes that the firing happened. So that tells you a couple teams. Yeah, so, or a couple things. There is a close plug in that building. Is there a close plug in every building?
At this point, I think so. I believe so. Absolutely. I don't think it was like that when we were playing, but I feel like.
And do you need one in your building to get your message out? Like, I view, the way it's got to view rat in your building, rat in your building, rat in your building. Okay, don't want a rat in your building. Want to get rid of all rats in buildings. That is very true. But then it seems like every building has a rat. And then just like the Departed, sometimes you learn that the rat is actually, you know, at the very top of this thing, and they're the ones actually that are guiding the narrative in this entire thing, while also coming out and saying, we don't want your rats in this building, nobody do it. It's like it's an interesting game because Schefter has to have information, has to have plugs, but I assume everybody in the building doesn't love that there's that many rats, or do they at this point? I don't know how the game works.
You see it a lot. You see things being played out in the public eye, especially like negotiation. Players are trying to get negotiated, get deals, league, things like that, put out certain narratives about certain players, even in players as well. They put their narrative out as well to the insiders. Once again, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm still kind of old school. What you see here and whatever here stays here. I like that, but that's definitely a new wave right now. Everybody's got a guy.
Speaking of new wave, the NFL Players Union is pushing for no more locker room interviews. Okay, and old buddy for Cincinnati,
Jamar.
No, Karras.
Ted Karras.
Ted Karras, our guy Ted Karras, came out and spoke about it because he is a representative for the Cincinnati Bengals. He basically came out and said, we have massive respect for journalists. We really do. We would just like, you know, the sanctity of the locker room to remain a thing. So now Jamar Chase is doing a press conference instead of an interview in his locker, at his locker in the locker room. He'll be doing a news conference, press conference, which I think a lot of people in Cincinnati were alarmed by, that Jamar Chase was holding a press conference. I think he's just doing his interview at the podium instead of in the locker room. Austin Eckler, I believe, also doing the same thing. He'll be doing the meeting with the press at a podium as opposed to in the locker room. I think this is a move by players to try to get the locker room cleared out a little bit of journalists. Now, journalists are a very vital part of the NFL. There is full meetings before the season, during the season, after the season, talking about how important media is to covering the game. For fans to get a sense of relatability to the players, to follow along with the team that they love so much through these media outlets that are assigned the task of following one team forever. But players have always been a little bit questionable or questioning of like how much time they're in there, what they're allowed to do, how they're allowed to do it. You got dudes that are naked walking around. You got sensitive stuff going on. You had hangout time happening. And then obviously the media, who is good people.
Most of them.
Not all of them. We know that. Everybody knows that. But most of them good people trying to do their job. But the people that aren't great trying to do their job, trying to pry, pull things, get things at the locker, eavesdrop into conversations. I mean, it's just like players have long been trying to do this. Feels like with Jamar and Eckler and other people, maybe the time is going to come for it to happen.
It is, and got to get some of those weird meat watchers out of that locker room.
What's that mean?
You got to get them out of there. You know
what does that mean? No,
do your own research. But But
what do you mean? What you say? Is Cap Coley or
someone bringing like hamburgers?
It's like Weight Watchers.
There we go. Yep, you guys got hamburgers. You know, you
we
got
weren't in the NFL.
playing around.
Oh, it's Jerry Jones.
Oh, you're talking kielbasa and hot dogs.
But to your point, they are very important, especially like.
Let's talk about people looking at people's penises.
What?
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking at.
You talking about dog watching?
Not everybody.
It's some weird shit that goes. Like I said, it is an intimate setting, but
what the hell?
You need it. We do have that cool off time. You know, after whether it's practices, before, after practices, or games more specifically. But guys are fired up. But I think it's important to get those post game reactions from players, and everybody doesn't go to the podium and do a press conference. And for the local beat writers, like they have a job to do. Like it's fans that follow the Patriots, the Giants, whoever these teams really close, and you want kind of day to day. How did this guy practice? Is he healthy? Is he this? So you need that access. I think it is very, very important. So I'm not a fan of taking the reporters out of the locker room. I think that is a place that they should be. You get. Even like the post-game stuff. Post-game, 15 minutes after the game, like I want to hear from certain players. And, we got a job to do as well, so I think it helps us.
Yeah, I heard some media person chit-chatting about if we're not in there, how do we build up the relationship to be able to tell the story accurately? Like they were talking about during COVID how it was a lot of Zoom things, and it was like, go look back and what that was like. And the media person also said the players experience the Zoom stuff and were like, let's just do that. This is what we need to do. I assume there'll be a meeting in the middle And I think some teams have a much more open locker room than other teams. I think that is. I think there's a standard for the amount of times each person has to talk, and I think coordinators have to speak once a week out in the hallway. Normally they do it. Players have to be available, I think, for 15 minutes to media in the locker room at least once throughout the week. I think
have to be
available or whatever. But can you move that to a spot?
Yeah, just
right outside.
Yeah, can you do that during the week? And then game day, after games, locker room already has cameras, TV cameras in it and everything. I think that's a little bit more of an open spot. I'm indifferent about it completely. I didn't talk to the media really ever, so I'm okay with how it goes. But you could see how some guys would potentially not want,
Yeah, most players, you want to keep it as much football as like football. You don't want to do but that is a part of it. That's why it's so big. That's why players make so much money because that's what we talk about it every day for hours. Like it's that important, it's that big. And if you are a local beat writer, that's kind of like your edge compared to the national. Right, we have a national game now. Everybody's going to come in. All the big wigs going to come in and get that access. But if you're there grinding, the Mark Cabolis of the world that's in Pittsburgh, day in and day out. That is how you build those relationships. And I had good relationships in all the different locker rooms that I was in with the different, local reporters. And they got a tough job to do, honestly. So getting that access, building good relationships, not being assholes, not being rats, because you are privy to a lot of things that other people aren't. So, I mean, I'm kind of on the side of reporters here. And I know players, when you're in that spot, like you feel like, hey, when they keep it football, keep that stuff as minimal as possible. But those people got a job to do.
What would you say there were some people doing in there?
Some meat watchers in there, all right? And I'm not talking about the ladies.
No.
Yeah.
Talking about some weird. There's some weird situations.
Yeah.
There's some weird timing. Like I've seen some weird timing of when people approach people. Like I'll be sitting there, once again, I do not talk to the media ever, really. Wasn't asked. Punter shouldn't be talking.
Couple times
I get sent out there, obviously, to the podium.
Yeah.
Very interesting
Go
times.
on, funny guy.
Go on. Yeah. You're representing our whole locker room. Go ahead. Good luck out there. Okay, sweet. That's good news. But then you see like the timing in which people would walk up, and it's like, there has to be a better way to go about doing what you're doing. They're trying to do their job, yada, yada, yada. Feels like Chase, Eckler, many others might start doing this to kind of see how it goes. Yep. And we'll kind of see how the storyline develops. Joining us here in a matter of moments here before we hit this hard out is going to be Fireman Ed. I think we're going to get a 1 minute take for Fireman Ed.
Shit.
I think Zito is trying to FaceTime and connect with him. He found out that we were FaceTiming him and then got back and said, my phone was dead. Can you guys call this number? And I don't think it's going to happen in the next minute, it appears. Zito, is there any opportunity?
Yeah, he just get his iPad.
So no chance it's going to be in the next minute 30 is the answer.
That generation.
Just connected, it looks like.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Fireman Ed.
Yeah.
Fireman Ed, we only have 1 minute until a hard out, but we need to get your thoughts on Coach Saleh getting fired this morning. How did Jets fans feel on this particular Tuesday after 5 weeks of an NFL season?
You know what? I don't like to see the coach get fired, man. I was a fan of the coach, but something's going on there. That's when you're a fan, you don't know what's happening in that locker room. I know that they ain't playing up to the way they should be playing. That's the bottom line. Coach Saleh, his discipline is a problem. And, I think that's where it all comes down to. Listen, I don't know what's going on with Aaron, with Hackett. I know that's his guy. And, I love Aaron. So, whatever, I believe in Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so that's the bottom line. But, something's going on with him and Hackett because every play, there's 2 or 3 seconds left in the play. It drives you out of your mind. And, so there's a lot going on.
All right. Well, Fireman Ed, we appreciate you. We're pulling for you. We know you're going to show up, and that's what matters, ladies and gentlemen. Fireman Ed.
We'll be there Monday night. Let's go. The offensive line, take care of Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay. We'll see you next hour.
Opportunity to give away $75,000 to a kid named Daniel Villasenor.
Absolutely.
You're a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
What is your major?
Civil engineering.
Okay, so what's that mean? What is civil engineering?
I don't really know.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When? Were you a soccer player?
Soccer player, yeah.
Okay, how were you at kicking soccer balls? Pretty good?
I was okay. I was good.
Have you ever said anything negative about football kickers?
Maybe once or twice.
Daniel! Damn, Daniel! We don't need that! You make a field goal here from 33 yards uphill. You're the civil engineer. You'd have to tell me, I think it's about a 40-yard kick. If you're able to do that, we will give you $75,000.
All right.
He's got no laces.
Yeah, what do we got going here? Can we get a shot of the shoes?
What time?
Hey, a shot of the shoes.
Daniel showed up in his Vans with no laces. What time did you get here for this?
About 11:40 last night.
You need a lot of power.
Good luck, Daniel.
I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Wait a second.
Just like everything this morning, that was a surprise. We did not expect that.
Let's go. We got to do
one more kick for $100,000.
You got this, dude.
Let's go. How about this, Daniel? How about this, Daniel? Not only is this one for $100,000, if you make it, we'll add another $100,000 to the $500,000 donation we're about to make from College Game Day to the hurricane relief. It could be $600,000 if you make this, with $100,000 going into your pocket. Daniel, this is bigger than you. Let's make a kick, bro.
Way to overcome the shoes here. That was a heck of an effort. Come on, you got this.
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
Oh! Hell yeah!
Great job!
Damn, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! All right.
What just happened? Are you kidding me? It's fun, man. 11:40 he was there.
I know. $600,000 to hurricane relief. $100,000 to Daniel. What a morning in Berkeley. Way to go, Daniel.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you ping! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big News Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is insane. The sport is fantastic. Everything that's around it is obviously intriguing, and today is no different. Coach Robert Saleh of the New York Jets was fired earlier today, and the entire world is reacting. The Talks at Tables here at Boston Connor and Bruce Brown. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, which we'll see later this program. Darius J. Butler's here.
Yes,
and joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a man who's going to have a lot of opinions, and a lot of thoughts on what's going on right now over there in New York.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a college football national champion. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a Ryder Cup winner. He's A.J. Hawk.
Yeah,
AJ, you and Aaron Rodgers walked into Woody Johnson's office and said, we're not doing it anymore unless you fire Robert Saleh. Is that what happened, or how do you think we got to this point after week 5 for Coach Saleh?
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly how it happens. I don't think Aaron was walking into anybody's office demanding anything after that London trip. But I think everybody seems to be a bit surprised by this. Did you guys see? Did I get someone on the internet get me when they claimed that Saleh had to be escorted out by security?
Yeah, I saw that post as well. Whoa. I'm not 100% sure if it was legit. I just read the words.
I think it was Florio
because he didn't know.
Yeah, it's Pro Football Talks. Mike Florio. He said that.
Whoa.
Gase did not have security escorting him off the premise whenever he was let go. Coach Saleh, maybe it's because Coach Saleh's jacked.
Yeah,
true. Maybe,
and they were just nervous.
Maybe
like,
Woody Johnson was like, he's.
I mean, Gaze's eyes be pretty terrifying too.
Pro Football Talk Mike Florio tweeting, Jets coach Robert Saleh was escorted out of the building by the team's director of security. His predecessor, Adam Gase, was not.
Well, he might have been buddies with the director of security.
Yeah, maybe it's one last walk.
Type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's stop and look at this photo that we always looked at. I don't think so. All right.
Wait, why not?
Yeah, come on, keep it moving. 1 foot in front.
Hey, imagine how pissed you'd be though, Pat, if you were getting fired and all of a sudden the security guy is standing there and he's like, and you're thinking, hey, can I get? You're good. I'm good, buddy. Like, I'll go grab my stuff and get out of here. He's like, no, I'm told to. I'm not letting you out of my sight. I got to get you out of here.
I already got your stuff. Yeah.
That would. I could see you needing security after that because that would piss you off. Like, what do you think I'm going to do?
It's pretty disrespectful. Yeah. I mean, it happens to players a lot. Whenever players get cut, their fob is turned off, and they're going back up the morning they get cut to maybe go grab something out of the locker room, and beep, and then it doesn't open. It turns red. And then my stuff's in there, like, we'll ship it to you. And you get a garbage bag worth of shit on the way out, delivered to your front door in a box that's looked like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, had just delivered that thing. That has happened to people, I believe. It's cold league. I mean, that is how it goes. But if Saleh wasn't able to go to his office, because the report is that Saleh was gobsmacked by this. He was gobsmacked. He was certainly surprised. Just came out of nowhere. I was blindsided. I'm looking this way. Guy comes this way, tells me I'm fired. I'm out of here. So he definitely didn't have his shit organized in his office, right? To move out.
No chance. He's getting ready for the day.
Been there for 4 years. He's got a lot of shit in there. You know, a lot of stuff just kind of adds up. I assume he's got everything organized, but just throughout the shelves. So as soon as he gets told by Woody he's fired, week 5. All right. And I'll go get my shit. No, you won't. Okay. Who's going to get my shit? We got it. Actually, it's our shit now.
Yeah.
It's ours.
It's our shit. What about my desk? I love my desk. I brought it from San Francisco. It's our desk.
Shut up.
We already lit on fire.
What about the photos of my daughter and kids and
light on fire? It's all gone. Yeah. Sorry about it.
My kid drew a drawing for just for me.
Yeah, Woody actually, that's his kid's drawing now. So sorry about it. That's kind of how it goes. What? Yeah, that's potentially what went down this morning with Coach Saleh. And that's wild to think about after a week 5 loss.
We could absolutely go back to last year's Hard Knocks and get a layout of his office if we pull a screen grab of that to actually see what his office looks like.
As we do that and look into more Hard Knocks scenes and photos and maybe pools of things, let's chit-chat about the Chiefs. AJ, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, pal. And last night, Travis Kelce was the focal point of the offense, very apparent, and the Saints defense had no idea that was going to be the case. He was not only wide open on certain occasions, seemingly drawing up plays for him to be open. He has yet to score a touchdown this season, but last night his impact was felt with the ball in his hands. Then obviously he does the lateral mid-play to Pirine, who was perfectly lined up to pick up some more yardage on a once 3rd and 22, which would then be, I think it started as a 2nd and like 34 or something like that. Then it was 3rd and 22. Then it became a 4th and 1 because of this lateral. They would go on to pick it up. It's like whenever things like that are happening for you during series or drives, seemingly good things are going to happen for the rest of the game for you. They get a massive win. The Saints make it close. Derek Carr ends up getting hurt at the end. We see young gunslinger Jake Hayner.
Yep. Yeah.
Kid's got
pretty
moxie.
athletic, man. Very athletic.
We're talking submarine ball to Kamara. Yeah. Kamara doesn't catch it, obviously, but it looks nasty. We're talking absolute dart to Olave down the sideline. Mm-hmm. Olave does not catch it or make the play, but I think they're pretty comfortable with all the quarterbacks they have down there, or the quarterbacks down there are very comfortable. What was your takeaway last night from the game? Is it that the Chiefs finally play full game here? Chiefs look great again, and is that only because Travis Kelce got the ball more? Is that why we all?
Yeah, I mean, you saw they went to Travis early, and a couple of them were like, okay, here it looks like Trav just found some open space, and bam, he sat down, and Mahomes is obviously on the same page with him all the time. And right here was ridiculous to see how open he was. that's a nice little shot he took on his knee. I was worried for a second he was going to get up limping. Honestly, that was a great tackle.
Me as well.
Yeah.
That was a thump. That was a very solid shot. Felt like it was a clean shot on a knee too. And I'm not going to say he's an old man, but he is older. He gets up from that. There was also a shot to his shoulder, I think, that he got up and had a little bit of a grimace too. I wonder how he's feeling today. Obviously, he and Taylor were sucking face after that game. And the sweet AJ, I don't know if you saw that, but is this the best we've seen the Chiefs, you think? And is this the team that we all thought they were going to be at this moment?
Yeah, I think so. I think Kareem Hunt, watching him work is fun, man. That guy wears on defenses. I think it's just fun to watch how.
Hey, whenever you say route somebody up, that's awesome to hear. I think Prime said that, or Ocho said that to Prime last week, and I think a lot of people were introduced to that being a shit-talking version of the sport that you could do. What Travis Kelce just did there was route the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
He shakes him, thinks he's going in, goes out, and then he boom, then he hits him with a little 1-2 step cutback in the middle of it. Travis Kelce felt like a young man last night.
Still got it.
Is that because Taylor was in the building?
That's Travis. That's Travis Kelce football. We said at some point he'll get rolling. Patrick Mahomes will start going to him again. Obviously, Rice is gone, so you think, okay, no Rice, no Pacheco. How do you adjust? Patrick Mahomes comes out, have his best game of the year, over 330 yards. And that's a good defense. That's a damn good defense to kind of carve up the way he did. Juju Smith-Schuster kind of found his old form, went for $130, didn't look anything like he looked in that Patriots uniform. Obviously comfortable with the system, comfortable with the quarterback, comfortable with the offense, finding gaps all night long. Made some tough catches too. So I think Juju will continue to have a bigger role as this season goes on. He had a hit bobble, tips and overthrows, an absolute dog of an athlete with the Saints who took it out of the end zone.
Colin Sanders.
This was unbelievable. Saw
him
all over X last night, doing backflips.
Striding.
But he been
Here, Joe Bucko, and he's taking it out. I was like, Joe Buck was so surprised. He started moving. His legs started getting up. Now, obviously,
impressive.
He had played with the Chiefs before. His brother, I believe, is a backup dancer potentially for Taylor Swift. So the amount of things coming together for the universe there to save a touchdown, 16 points is how many the Chiefs had at this moment. 16-7 or something like that. They miss a kick and then also have this interception. So it seemed like they were potentially, football gods turning against them. And then we see Callan, I believe is his name, not Kalen. Callan, not Kalen, I believe is his X account because Adam Schefter tweeted about him whenever he was going into the Senior Bowl. This dude does backflips. This dude has this was going in to the Senior Bowl out of college. Western Illinois. I think they said
Pro athlete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and here's standing.
Oh,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, so when you do the round-off backflip, obviously you're building up momentum, so whenever you do this one, it's like, he's able to run, get his body weight, complete body control, bang, able to land on his feet, not over-rotate because he's big or anything like that. This one is just pure explosion.
Yeah.
Like just being able to stand there flat-footed. Now, he rocked into it, so
he did.
There would be some deduction of points in some particular ratings, but being able to stand there and do it, pure explosion. Obviously, he's a freak athlete, and his hands were nasty. So as soon as that ball got into his hands, now knowing that he has that capability, there was no way he was giving that ball up.
No.
There's no way there was a toss to a corner coming. There's no way he's taking a knee in the end zone, getting his ball at the 20. I'm fumbling, rumbling, stumbling. He thought he was going 100 yards.
For sure.
No doubt.
He thought he was going 100 yards.
I wanted him to so bad.
So bad.
That wasn't an easy catch. You see DBs drop this kind of tip all
Of course,
the
a
time.
lot of DBs.
Gets on you quick, one hand, get it back in, and no doubt, as soon as he catch it, I'm going 102. I'm out of here. I text Chuck right after this, like, hey, Chuck, is he on that list? Because, Chuck has a list of guys that can take it out of the end zone and guys that can't. Chuck said, nah, hell no.
He made it, though.
What?
He got past the pass.
37.
That's a little misread, I think, by Coach Chuck Pagano, who will be here on Thursday. Love to see the big guy get rewarded for his great work. Anticipation, being around the ball, good things happening. His agility, that first step. That first step to get that ball, the reaction, boom. And then the one hand that thing, and then snag it. Do your dance. Abram looking for the ball, too, potentially. Hey, you want to? Nope. All right, we'll go around here. That's like James Harrison, right? There was two different times during the James Harrison return against the Arizona Cardinals where DBs or corners were like, and he's like, get the hell off. No way, I'm going. Juju could have scored a touchdown there and made a lot of people a lot of money, I believe.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Going into the game, I was watching Monday Night Countdown. Scott Van Pelt was talking to Peyton and Eli, and Peyton said, I'm expecting Juju Smith-Schuster to maybe get back to his form or play better for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know, and I think we all do, and I think Peyton said on this show, he talks to the quarterbacks in those games that are playing 15 minutes. He said, if I can get 15 minutes, nothing more, I'd be very thankful. So for him to go out on a limb and be like, I'm looking for Juju Smith-Schuster to kind of do it, I'm like, ooh, I think Peyton thinks Juju's about to have a night. I text Connor immediately. Okay, Connor's been hitting these parlays. I go, hey, Peyton just said Juju Smith-Schuster. Peyton's not saying anything for no reason. You need to think about it. Connor goes for touchdown instead of yards or amount of receptions parlay over, and he bobbles his way through there. But 130, he hit his over for the first 4 weeks combined. I think last night.
For sure.
Did.
Yeah. Still would have been nice. Juju, especially when you're betting on the Chiefs, because of who Kelsey is, you assume those are the guys who are going to get, the most eyes on him. Kelsey, Worthy now, even though they're running freaking read options with Travis Kelsey and Xavier Worthy. Didn't know they had that in their bag. But no, it was sweet to see old school Juju show up for the Chiefs, and this just goes back to the Chiefs. Rashee Rice goes down, next man up. Doesn't matter who Mahomes is throwing to.
Crazy.
They're going to get guys open. Their offense is going to look great, and no matter what, you can have a guy like Juju on any other team and he can look like garbage, but if he goes back and plays with the Chiefs, no matter who it is, they're going to look awesome. And it's just reiterates the fact that the Chiefs are always going to be so good with Andy Reid and Mahomes.
Okay, let's pivot away from last night's Monday Night Football and Robert Saleh being fired. Let's go back to a conversation we had in the first hour about the Players Union basically saying, hey, the media in the locker room, we need to change these guidelines a little bit. We need to do this. Jamar Chase is doing a podium meeting with the media this week on Thursday. Austin Eckler's doing the same thing as opposed to meeting in the locker room. Will that be what everybody does going forward? Joining us now, two-time Super Bowl champion, ladies and gentlemen, dog for the Cincinnati Bengals. And a man that spoke up about this because he's part of the NFLPA board, I believe, Teddy Karras. How you doing, brother?
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, thank you for coming on and clarifying some things. I saw you speak. Great Cincy hat, by the way, raising money for the city while selling stuff. Teddy,
thank you very much.
You're a good dude, Teddy. I'm happy you drank that gallon of milk every single day your junior year of high school to get to this point, to be a professional football player. We need people like you in positions to make change. Let's talk about that change that's potentially happening right now. You spoke about it. The NFLPA is pushing, I think publicly for the first time that I know of, to potentially change the way journalists and media are allowed to be in the locker room, when they're allowed to be in the locker room. What is the overall message here, and how likely is it of happening, you think, Teddy?
I think it's going to come down to a solidarity issue with the union and setting up the protocols per team. But this has been a conversation we've had since COVID, really, when they were out of the locker room. And this isn't an indictment against the PFWA or, we're not looking to pick a fight with the media. This is just what, as an elected representative, the guys want. And, we're as elected officials, beholden to respect our constituents' wishes. And guys want to feel more comfortable in the locker room. There's about 10 to 15 guys per week that get interviewed on a regular basis. And if we can move that outside of the locker room to somewhere close, I think it'll help, the overall comfortability of everyone else.
Okay, so that's kind of the plan here, is because we saw Jamar do it. I think Austin Eckler's doing it. We assume others will do it. Instead of doing this in the locker room where other people are potentially getting eavesdropped or potentially in the background saying things because that is their locker room, we just want more to happen as like press conference type things as opposed to those happening. What about after games? Are you talking about after games in locker room convos too? What are your thoughts there? What are the messaging there?
So the stars will still go to the podium after games. I think it's going to be a little bit. I think we're going to have to do in the locker room at games as we work this out, at least for now. But the main focus of at least the protocol we're putting together in Cincinnati is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, guys picking days to go to a designated spot where all the beat writers and all the local news and the national media can then do their 5 to 10 minute interview without encumbering, because I get a lot of interviews, and my two locker mates, Alex Kappa and Cordell Volson, both can't access their locker as I'm getting interviewed by 20 people. And so I just think it'll be a convenience factor, a comfortability factor, but it all comes down to, these individual teams, coming up with a good protocol. And we got to work with the media. This isn't, we're not trying to pick a fight, like I said. We're just trying to kind of revamp the media procedure to open up the locker room a little bit more.
Reimagine it in this post-COVID world, because I assume what the media is saying is the players loved it during COVID because they just go to a Zoom call and they don't have to do anything. That affected our jobs, though, in getting nothing. So inevitably, you guys are going to meet in the middle. For you, it sounds like the way you want to meet in the middle is we will give access, obviously, at a place. Everybody can be there. You already do interviews at that spot. You have your desk. After games, I think it's going to be tough for you to give up that, Ted. I think after games in the locker room, I think that's going to be a tough one for you guys to give up. I think.
Especially on road games, and we're working through this, and this is obviously a new thing. And I want to work closely with the PFWA. I want to reassure all the football writers that this isn't a excuse for players to duck out on their media obligations. We're still required to be available to talk once a week, available every day, but talk once a week. And, I think that our team, we've already talked about it. I don't think we're going to have any problems with that. And I've already told our local media, if you do, just come to me and we'll set it straight. But we want to, make this as smooth as possible for everyone.
Yeah, the locker room is, and you said the sanctity of the locker room, it is very real, but media covering the NFL, very important. So hopefully you guys are able to figure it out for the entire league. Connor has a question for you about it a little bit more.
Yeah, Ted, we think it was in the new media deals, but one of the new things that has happened this year before prime times and some other games are right before the game starts, some of the player interviews, and they also do some of it with the coaches as well. What's the reaction been with that? Because, we talked about it before. I think it was the Bills-Jags game. They were literally interviewing Von Miller while he was in the tunnel right before he was sprinting out through, the smoke and everything. Has there been any conversations about that between the players around the league?
We're mostly focused on the, locker rooms after practice right now, but that is a topic that's come up. And, we understand that this is an entertainment business overall, the NFL. So, we're going to keep working through that. I personally think that's a little bit crazy. I would give a horrible interview right before.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
Yeah. I'm in a different world. And so, we're going to keep working through it. And again, everyone's going to get their content.
Whoa.
So we don't want to scare anyone off from that. We just want to, like you said, reimagine the whole procedure.
Okay, well, hey, win some damn games over there, Teddy. Okay?
Come on, you're telling me, Pat.
Win some damn games. Figure out how to operate the players and the media relationship for the rest of the league. Multiple billions of dollars, Teddy. Figure that out. Win some games and raise some money for the fine people of Cincinnati and back here in Indianapolis. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Teddy, how we feel? Body feel good?
I'm feeling good, man. We're ready to roll, man. We got Sunday Night Football against the Giants. We need to put one in the left-hand column.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Teddy Kearse.
Yeah, Teddy.
AJ, what are your thoughts on everything you just said right there? He was very clear. Like, I don't want to start. Listen,
yeah, sounds good. Not trying to pick a fight.
This is just what we're trying to reimagine this thing to make sure it's good for all parties. Because if we do this, maybe even more access from players or more likeliness of players being more open. I don't know if media is going to take it as positively as we might right here, AJ. But what are your thoughts on what he's laying down?
Yeah, I'm curious, what the local media reaction has been when they, this idea has been presented to them, because media loves to be able to come in the locker room because there's always people that are writers that they want a one-on-one. They want to ask questions without other people pestering and jumping in and asking follow-ups or asking stuff for their story. So if you can still do that just in a different location, I don't know what you did in college. In college, there was never any media ever in our locker room. But we would go walk right outside to our indoor facility for 15 or 30 minutes, and you'd stand around, and that's where you'd have your open locker room. I don't know if everybody has a facility like that. I guess you could, in Green Bay, you're not going to bike down to the indoor to do your media stuff.
Like a cafeteria or something, though? Is there?
Yeah, you could find an area, I would imagine, in most places. And obviously, everybody can't have a press conference, but you could still, go out there and gather and have the same locker room situation, just not in the locker room.
I didn't do much media at West Virginia, only one time. Missed 2 kicks, it was a big night. And then I go out there and do media, and I was asked the first question, why are you on scholarship? Okay.
What? Really? You did media for Bill Stewart. You asked a few questions.
I was hosting a show there. Yeah, I wasn't getting. I didn't do any interviews. I was doing the question asking. Yeah, one time it was out in Players Lounge area.
Yeah,
is kind of where everybody hung out, which would make sense for the NFL. That would make sense. But then everybody, because I think the rules are players have to be available for a certain amount of minutes. Every player has to be available or perceived to be available for a certain amount of time each week, because all those things are little clauses in all these CBAs and everything. And I appreciate him saying numerous times, we don't want to start a war with listen, we understand how this is going, just trying to get a deal. I wonder if it works.
And then the request, it'll be, I guess, another step for the media and for like the Matt Contis and his staff of the world, like more work for them now, because now you have to request the guys, because, a guy like Ted, who's a rep, obviously a lot of people are going to want to talk to him, quarterbacks, big-time players. But, most of the players, they don't get bothered much. You may have a reporter come up to you and, hey, just off the record, let me ask you something. I wasn't a player that really gave my number, to like reporters and stuff, so that was kind of
You did a lot of anonymous polls, though.
Yeah, with the meat
never.
watchers.
Not one of those anonymous polls, but it'd be interesting to see. I wonder how much pushback is going to come from the media side, though, because we're all understanding, but like for them, it's like, hey, anytime you start restricting stuff,
meat watchers aren't going to like this.
Kaboli's, I'm not putting Kaboli into that particular, and it's not the majority. Okay, it's not the majority. We got to make sure that is clear. A majority of I assume a majority of most professions.
Yeah.
Good people, but there is, I think.
Look at hockey, Pat. You've been in hockey. Hockey has like a dressing room and then a locker room where and reporters are not in like the dressing room; they're right next door to where you go speak to them.
Speaking of, congrats to hockey! It's happening.
Here we go.
Fully back. We had a game last week in Czechia. Which is also Czech Republic.
Nailed it. Yep.
But the actual NHL season drops the puck tonight, 4:30. St. Louis Blues take on the Seattle Kraken. Marshawn Lynch, minority owner over there for the Kraken. The man's business is really doing well. Really, really good for Marshawn. Happy for him. Then you got the Bruins.
Champs, baby.
And the Florida Panthers. That's a big one. 7 o'clock tonight. Cannot wait to watch that. What's that?
Rings?
Yeah, they're nice.
They're nice, yeah.
They are sweet.
I saw Kachuk looking at it when it was on his hand, talking about how nice it was. And I just thought to myself, Kachuk can forever say he's a Stanley Cup champion. Can never take it back.
That's so cool.
Bruins made it on there too, I believe, right?
Yeah, Bruins are on there. I mean, that's typically how rings work.
Sweet.
I know it's
Sweet.
the first one. You ass hat.
Are the Bruins the rats on there?
No.
Okay.
I know, I was kidding.
Freedom!
That's awesome.
Congrats to the Florida Panthers.
Beautiful piece of jewelry.
Their trek to defend Lord Stanley begins today as they take on the Boston Bruins. Have you guys figured out that goalie situation up there?
Oh, have we figured it out? Yeah, we figured it out. Swayman signed an 8-year deal. He ain't going nowhere.
For how much? How much? $64 million?
I believe it. Yeah, 8.25 average per year. So yeah, a little more than 64. I think. Bad at math. Not really. It was at 66. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
But no, look, the Bruins. They reloaded, okay? They brought in a couple of big sons of bitches. Zadorov, this Russian mobster, basically. He throws his body around like there's no tomorrow. Got a goal scorer from Vancouver. I think Elias Peterson or Lindstrom, something like that. Boy, the Bruins are looking very formidable this early on in the year, and I do have a feeling that the Bruins are going to be back in the hunt for Lord Stanley. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, Patty Maroon, obviously a dog. D-But, now, can I get a breakdown on the Florida Panthers offseason and what team we should be looking
look, we still got our guys. Still got Chucky, still got Barkey, Swaggy's in the middle. We still got Bob standing on his head. Now,
Swaggy's still there?
Did they figure their goalie
No, they did
out?
not.
Huh?
Shesterkin?
Yeah,
I do believe that I heard this morning that he did not accept the Rangers offer.
Listen, we are jacked up that the NHL is back. We do not follow all the storylines of the offseason as closely as we should have. And the nightcap on ESPN and ESPN Plus will be the Utah Hockey Club.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Debuting against the Blackhawks. Sources have told me that the barn is going to be packed.
Always is.
And there is...
Speaking of the barn pack, we sold out of season tickets for the first time.
Wow.
This is a video from the Utah barn. They got white towels, shirts,
it's a whiteout?
I don't know. This is from the skate around today in there.
Do they have their own Here We Go?
I'm not 100% sure.
Just steal this
But our source are telling us it's about to be a madhouse out there in Utah. And remember, the reason why Utah got this team is because the city of Salt Lake and the state of Utah shows up at events. They've sold out the Utah Jazz, I think, for like 10 straight years.
Yeah.
Like every game, every night, sold out, very active. Love sports, great fan base. And I think if you have a great environment, I think people will watch no matter what. Is this Utah team going to be good at the hockey, right? They're fresh out of Phoenix. How do we feel about how they're going to be on the ice?
They'll be improved. They made some trades, some signings in the offseason. They'll be much better than they were in Arizona. Are they going to contend for a cup right out of the bat? Probably a little bit of ways to go yet. Still some building. Got to build the fan base there too. They're going to be rabid, but you got to put on a show night one.
Better than Phoenix.
Yes,
for sure.
It's going to be much better than it was in Arizona. World-class facilities. Everything's great there.
And they got the young magician coming to town first night. I mean, is he still on the trajectory there? Are the Blackhawks worth a damn at all?
They are building as well. Zeke's going to pump some rainbows up, but I still think it's going to be a long season for the Blackhawks. But Connor Bedard is going to build off that rookie year. He's going to be even better. He might even compete for maybe some MVP talk this season.
Really?
We'll see.
Can he be on a crop team and win that or no?
You probably got to make the playoffs to be in that conversation.
And we will.
Oh, yeah, Zito? I've heard you will lie about the Chicago Blackhawks is what I was just told.
No, I'm just happy that Patty Maroon joined the team.
What's that, pal?
Big Rig's home.
Hell yeah. Protecting Connor Bedard.
Hell yeah, Big Rig.
Hell yeah.
Will the Boston Bruins get it done this year?
Nope. Actually supposed to be unbelievable.
Well,
that's unbelievable all the time.
The sports books say they're not.
Nope. The sports books don't know shit. Okay,
they do.
Especially
they're actually kind of in their bag. Right
not
now.
about hockey. Not about hockey. Gumsh can attest to it. They don't know shit about hockey.
Yeah, but they're kind of in their bag right now.
Yeah, that is very true. The people who run the sports books actually said they don't know a damn thing about hockey.
Yeah, but what about the algorithms right now? Seemingly, algorithms are
algos too. Algos. They don't have any Canadian algos, and none of the Canadian algos know shit about hockey. Okay?
Is there no algo coding going on up there north of the border, Gums?
No, not in hockey. Hockey, they just let the boys play. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants the algorithm. We want to see puck on the ice, pucks on net, fucking sticks, wood everywhere. Let's play hockey tonight, boys.
Out there in Berkeley, they only do lines of code.
Yeah, saw that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something way different.
Yeah.
What?
Lines of coke.
No, well, that's why it was a good. That's why it was a good sign.
Okay. I didn't know where you were going. I'm just juiced up for the Bruins, baby, because they're a real championship contender, and we've been watching Patriots football.
Hey, we are pumped that hockey's back.
They've been putting out some good content too. I saw some behind the scenes stuff with
Amazon.
Big Jesus.
Yeah.
I saw Austin Matthews, talking shit to one of his teammates. Stop bitching. So I like some behind the scenes things we've seen from NHL lately.
What is that on the ice in the skates on Amazon Prime? What is it?
5 on ice.
Face off.
Drop the puck.
5 on
Pucks
5.
on net.
Yeah.
Sticks on puck.
Yeah.
Pucks on net. What's it called?
Crash the net.
What's it called? Golf swing. What is the
Full
hockey?
clap
Blue
ball.
line to blue line.
Rubber on the hole.
What is it called? In the barn.
Over the board.
What is the hockey one?
Snapshots. US.
What is it? Goons and skill? What is it called?
Yep.
All great guesses. I do believe it is called Face Off.
Wow.
You can't. That was a movie. That was a movie. You
That
can't
was a
take
good
that.
name.
Should have been clap bombs.
Is that on Amazon or no?
Yes, it is on Amazon.
Okay, they did a full like 24 type thing, which they once did for the Stadium Series games. They did with HBO.
Yeah, so sick.
That was very good. Very good.
Very good. Yeah, the Pens were in a couple of those, so getting a chance to see the behind the scenes of the team that I've been a fan of for my entire life was cool. But also, hockey doesn't really give access much. Normally, now over the last, let's say 20 years, I guess 100 years of hockey, I guess over the last 2-3 years, it's been vastly different. But normally, very buttoned up, don't know shit about anything, don't get to see anything. Okay, you watch the games, the players aren't going to say anything, coaches aren't going to say anything. You just watch the damn game, and then we'll see you next game. That is kind of what hockey has been. And it's all been out of like a respect for hockey. You don't see guys kind of act out of pocket because out of respect for hockey. You don't see the media try to disrespect anybody because of respect of hockey. That is always how it's been, and I think we all respect and appreciate that because it has kept hockey a tough, great sport for a very long time. But getting to know players is a good move. If people can relate to players more, they're probably more likely to become fans of the player, of the team, of the sport, which is why in the past, the NHL has made decisions before of like not letting their players play in the Olympics. It's like, why would you not let the players play in the Olympics? The people that don't watch hockey are probably going to watch hockey for the first time because the United States of America is taking somebody on. Should they not see the best players on earth? Guess what? They might be captivated by the skill, the physicality, the type of action that's happening on the ice, and maybe that carries into being a fan of the NHL. And then you look over the last couple of years, like the NHL is like, yes, you're right. Allowing more access, more conversations. They have these behind-the-scenes reality show happening on Amazon. You see more interviews. We got a chance to talk to Tkachuk last year throughout the Stanley Cup Finals. That would have never happened in hockey like 10 years ago. So hockey's numbers are up. The sport is still as electrifying as it's ever been. There's more, I don't want to say old school traditions that have survived in that sport than any other sport, but seemingly they have.
Yeah,
it's a perfect sport for people. And I love that ESPN is broadcasting. I like that Turner, what they do with it. It's like we're in a good time for hockey, and tonight the real shit starts. And I'm pumped up about it. Who's your brother-in-law playing for this year?
He's on the Columbus Blue Jackets, so he's living at home. Yeah, it's pretty good situation for him. So yeah, he's pumped. He's excited. He said he feels as good as ever. He's in like year 21 or something now.
Damn.
Yeah. Massive mitts.
Huge.
This guy's mitts.
Yeah, you talk old school. Yeah, he's old. Jack's like a power lifter too. Yeah, he's a monster.
How are the Blue Jackets?
They stink.
Absolute garbage.
They're trying to figure it out. They're figuring it out.
They
Yeah.
stink. The Columbus Blue Jackets.
They're the Panthers of the NHL.
I know they're not. Three people about to go third time. Me back to back. I'm sorry. How are the Pens?
Carolina.
Pens are great.
They're the favorites.
Gonna
Pens
open
are
with a
great.
loss.
Sidney should play tonight. I feel like Sidney Crosby should be playing on like opening night.
Yeah, on the Bruins.
This is the first time he has it in 10 years.
He's playing tomorrow
Is it
night
really?
against the Rangers, actually.
Yeah, last year it was him and Bedard to kind of start the entire thing,
Yeah.
if you do recall. It's been Sidney versus the next one, McJesus, and I'm sorry, McDavid. He don't like McJesus, obviously, because he's gay man.
Oh, I called him McJesus too. Sorry, Connor.
Oh man.
It's a great nickname.
So disrespectful.
It's a great nickname.
Can't
but
be.
He doesn't want to disrespect Jesus Christ.
Well,
Understandable.
he's not calling himself that. I get it. But
he
he
can't walk
can't
on
feel too
water.
bad. Can't feel too bad if someone says that about him.
That guy skates on water better than anybody else.
Exactly. So
He needs to be on primetime TV every single night, but he can't because he's so up there,
yeah,
Canada.
and who gives a shit, Ville? Yeah.
Whoa!
Edmonton? That's not nice.
Edmonton is in that beautiful province,
Alberta.
Beautiful this time of year.
which we love.
Yeah, it's
Alberta.
about to start snowing in Alberta.
Yeah, well, Saskatoon, I think they already got some inches on the ground.
Manitoba also.
I think Manitoba does have some moose running through some snow right now.
Naturally.
Gumpy, how many teams are in Canada?
8, I believe.
That's a lot.
7. My bad.
Still a lot.
Oh, yeah. Ton.
Haven't won a cup in a long time. 93.
USA. Suck it.
Are the players from there? Chuck is. Kachuk is. Him looking at that ring in that video was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just watching all the hard work pay off.
And those rings are so sick.
Hockey's a great sport. We're waiting for the arrival of the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. Cannot wait to chit-chat with him. In the next hour, we'll have Michael Keaton on the program.
Nice.
And then tomorrow, 12:10 Eastern Time, Aaron Rodgers will be joining us. AJ, what do you think Aaron Rodgers says tomorrow at 12:10?
Man, what a great question. I cannot wait. I don't know. I think he's probably trying to process everything right now. It has to be a wild time right now being in the Jets facility.
Do you think... Oh, I thought I had a missed call from Gary V. I was excited.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
We got Fireman Ed's take. He said, we'll be there. We'll be there. I love Aaron.
Gary has not called back yet. I know Bruce took a shot at Fireman Ed, so I'm glad you guys got connected.
If I know Gary, I assume he saw your call and said, I could call back, or I could just jump on a flight right now and be. He's probably on his way to the
True.
Thunderdome.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
He said FaceTime cool, in person better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Gary V.
Surprise.
Bring some more
has
V
a call
friends.
He's probably
has a
hooping.
call
You know
back.
he's hooping.
What's that all about?
What is that about?
Or Gary V's
Greeny.
probably at the facility teaching chase down peanut punches from behind, if I know.
True.
Gary.
All right, we're hitting Greeny right now.
I'm assuming Greeny is reeling because I don't know what the odds are to get Devontae Adams after your head coach gets fired. but
I don't know, McAfee.
That might affect it just a little bit.
Greeny's
doing
biggest
Greeny?
worry at the beginning of the season was coaching.
Yeah.
Same with Michael Cole.
Yeah, a lot of Jets fans.
AJ, you played for Ubert? Olbrich? Jeff?
Brick, yeah, he was my month in Atlanta. He was the linebacker coach. I love that dude. I've stayed in
His
contact
player
ever
photos
since.
are awesome.
Is he beloved, we think, by the players? Yes.
Whole team. Yeah, he is. I've said it on here before. He is a perfect. He is a super meathead, but he's very, very, very smart and very intelligent. So he's like a perfect mixture of that. Super tough guy, holds you accountable, but he's very smart.
He was great on Hard Knocks. Felt like the things he was saying was getting through to the entire room. He just has to, he has to take on a massive obligation here to try to right the ship with, 4 primetime games in the next 5 weeks or whatever? I mean, this is not an easy, or 6 weeks, I forget the exact number. They're on primetime a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously, speculation, whenever you have Aaron Rodgers on, the team, whether you're interim head coach or head coach, is like, we need to win. So what does Ulbricht's future look like? I don't think I fully. What's the expectation? Ulbricht comes in here and wins the Super Bowl? Is that what the expectation is?
That's the hope. Right? That's the hope, right?
From Woody Johnson, that is the expectation, right?
Yeah.
Ulbricht knows that? Does he immediately sees his friend who hired him get fired, and then all of a sudden Woody comes walking in and goes, win a Super Bowl, your ass right fucking behind him. See a security guy, he'll take anybody out of here, including you. Is that what the expectation is now?
I would imagine he's trying to figure it out too, because how long has he known? For 5 hours that he's the new head coach of the Jets? Like, when did he find out?
Yeah, and what was the messaging to the players today who were in the building? Because today is a Monday. It's not a Tuesday because they play on Monday Night Football. So Monday is classic, get in, watch some film, recovery, go through some stuff. Tuesday, off day. Then Wednesday, you're back with the game plan. It's like this was a Monday. Then all of a sudden it became a dawning of a new day.
Yes.
And that happens pretty quickly, I think, on this particular day.
What if he did walk into his office is empty, he thinks like, oh my God, I'm getting fired. All of a sudden, turns out they moved all of his shit from his office into Salah's office, and Woody Johnson comes over with the security guy, says, no, I'm not taking you out of here. I'm taking you up, brother. You're the head coach now. You better go win the division or your ass is gone.
Welcome to the third floor, brother.
Yeah, need you.
Now, Salah's office, we went back through Hard Knocks and saw it. Yeah, kind of bland, a little elementary. Yeah. Maybe that's why Woody Johnson was so mad. Maybe Woody Johnson said, get security, get him out of here. He doesn't deserve to take anything that's in his office because the wood in the paint were just so disgusting. But you do see, a couple footballs with some hand paintings on them there.
Yeah, you are the best dad by far.
Yeah, they put that right in the paper shredder.
Yeah, and then what?
I hope not.
That's hanging in Fireman Ed's bathroom.
All gas, no brakes ball up there.
Is this a stock photo?
I see these wine bottles.
Yeah.
Who took this? Or no, this is a screenshot, right, from Hard Knocks?
Yeah, screenshot from Hard Knocks.
From, I think it was from One Jets Drive.
I liked.
Good wine over there.
Why did they not put the hug out? They put the hug out. Maybe that drops the tension of the conversation a little bit.
Right. Has Woody even seen the hug?
I don't know. They put it out 8 days later. You get that night.
Mm-hmm.
The entire conversation the next day is, what's up with this lack of a hug? Then all of a sudden, Aaron hates Salah.
Yep.
And then Aaron's like, I don't. Salah's like, we don't. We're good. We hug later, actually. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, that's not what you said. And then the cadence thing happens. It's kind of presented in a fashion like, hey, Salah said this is kind of your fault with the cadence. And then it's like, one thing leads to another. And I think it's all because of the hug. I think the hug was like the big.
Pretty much. Maybe Woody killed the hug video and said, we need to bury that and get all that.
Whoa.
He's good on social media. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Is he iced out? Did he wear his chain while he fired Coach Salah?
No doubt.
Changed his chain to you're fired. Like, hey, you see my new chain?
You see this one? It used to be Woody, right? What does that say? Read it with me.
You're fired.
Yeah. This is actually your chain, pal.
Shit, man.
You are the your.
Congrats.
Have a good one. I'm going to go clean out my office. I got a hand painting football from my kids. I got another finger painting from my kid. I got a all gas, no brake ball that was kind of gifted to me with all my players back in the day. It's been with me every single stop. I got obviously 3 screens I put in there to watch all my film. Woody says, that's cool. Yeah, you're never getting that shit. Get the fuck out.
Now.
That's crazy.
He's the director of security. He'll show you the way.
Week 5.
Jeez.
AJ, week 5.
2 and 3.
What if he had to be so caught off guard. Like, what if he would just want to go talk to the guys maybe? Maybe that's why if they did have to escort him, I was like, hey, let me talk to my team quick.
What if he
supplements bottom right corner here too?
He had to be in there too.
Oh yeah.
You'd assume he'd get the building probably 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Definitely.
And when did Shefty put that tweet out?
For sure.
10:08.
10:08. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was probably in there grinding, workout, in there watching film.
I mean, looking at Salah there, I could see him going for a choke slam. I mean, with the
when Woody comes in.
Yeah, when he comes in and fires him, I could see neeing the director of security because he might have just watched Bad Blood on Saturday. While he was over in London, and said, you know what,
I can't do it.
I'm just going to show this guy Damian Priest.
What if he talks about South of Heaven? What happens if Woody does walk in here and just starts pointing at things in the office saying how bad they are? This is stupid. This is stupid.
This wine stinks.
This is stupid. This is stupid. And guess what? You're stupid.
Oh, no.
Get at.
What if it was a full-on show?
Checks out.
That's a shame. Week 5.
Yes, week 5.
Can we go through a couple of those Hembo stats that he sent over? The first one kind of in theories here. This will be the first time the Jets have made an in-season coaching change since 1976 when Lou Holtz resigned with one game remaining after a 3-10 start. Mike Holovac coached the final game, a 42-3 loss to the Bengals. It did not go well. Last time the Jets did this or had this situation, it did not go well. 1976. This is only the third time in franchise history the Jets have made an in-season coaching change. They did it in back-to-back seasons, 1975, Charlie Winter, and then 76. Under Robert Saleh since 2021, the Jets won 20-36, which is the third worst win percentage in the NFL over that span, ahead of only the Panthers and the Chicago Bears. The Jets had the 32nd ranked offense in that time. Worst record in the history of the New York Jets as a head coach with a minimum of 40 games. He is worse than Todd Bowles and Bruce Coslett. The Jets were minus 26 in turnover margin during Saleh's tenure. Only the Panthers have been worse since 2021. During his time there, they were outscored 267 points in the first half. That's slow starts.
It's tough.
Yeah. A shitty quarterback.
And then the Jets had 60 more penalties than their opponents did. The worst margin in the history or in the NFL during that time. So we're saying these guys are penalized a lot. They start slow, and they just put that on the head coach's desk after 5 weeks in. And Woody Johnson said, "I'm iced out. You're fucking out."
Yeah. I mean, you can't look at any of that and say that he was doing a great job. But what does change now? Like, is there going to be more cohesion between the defensive coaching staff and the offense? Like, how involved was Saleh with the offense?
We heard the Crow and the Eagle speech.
Awesome.
From Robert Saleh. You remember?
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
I
You
remember
remember
vividly.
Take him up, brother.
You remember that? So maybe Ulbrich just has different
material.
Maybe that's what Woody said. He walked in, he said, "You know what? I think you're a crow. I don't think you're an eagle at all."
We're trying to soar here. I'm Woody the Eagle. Yeah. You're Bob the Crow.
You're Bob the Crow.
All right, let's pivot away from this. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a coach that's up for Coach of the Year this year. One of the only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL. He is the head coach and offensive play caller for, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Kevin.
KOC, wild day in the NFL. I don't know if you know this because you're watching film and so locked in. Coach Saleh fired after 5 weeks. You coaches know that you're literally only as good as your today and yesterday. Is that a real thing in the coaching world?
Yeah, we know what we signed up for. Days like this are, when you think about the person, the family. I think Robert Saleh is a great football coach. There's a reason why he's had the success that he's had in this league, before this job, and he'll have success again after this job. I do know that. I think very highly of Robert and the man, the person, and he'll get back up on his feet. But like I said, we all know what we signed up for. This is an incredibly competitive league. We know what the task is every single day. You show up to work as a head coach in the National Football League, and doesn't make it any easier. Doesn't make it any easier as a fellow coach to see news like that. And I'll certainly be thinking about him and his family, but I know he's gonna be just fine.
Okay, that's a phenomenal response by you, Coach. Obviously, that is why you have been such a great leader of men over there for your time in Minnesota. Former player, becoming a coach, understanding the business, doing your thing. How much better is it when you're 5-0? How much better? How much better is life when you're 5-0, Coach? Because congratulations, only 2 teams undefeated right now.
Wow.
Only 2 teams. And to your point about coaching, Chuck Pagano always used to say, we all got one-day contracts. We all got one-day contracts. That's literally what we have. You're 5-0. Might have a 2-day contract at this point, KOC. How is life at 5-0? And why do you think your team has gotten off to such a hot start?
Yeah, Pat, I think we're a good football team. I think we've got really good players. I think I'm very blessed to have some really good coaches right alongside with me. I think we've had the right mindset from the very beginning. I can recall standing before the team in the first training camp team meeting and just letting those guys know I don't think I'm on my own in believing that we've got a chance to be a really good football team by the look in their eyes and how they had worked throughout the offseason, how some of these new additions had really gelled quickly with some really impactful players we already had here. I was excited. I'm excited every day to be around these guys. I love this team. I think we got a bunch of smart, tough guys that love football, and they love being good teammates, and they buy into the fact that every single week we know that what is it, about 29 days or so ago, 30 days ago, nobody really expected our team to be worth much of anything, and that was just fine for me because we kind of knew what we had and knew what was in the locker room, but we also knew we needed to put in work and improve every single day. I don't think that's going to change just because the result of being 5-0. I think we're going to come off this bye with the same mentality we've had from the jump, which is constantly chasing improvement. How do we get better? How do we have the best possible week of preparation for whoever the opponent is that given week? And we're going to respect our opponents always and know that if we don't have that elite preparation and show up to the football game very prepared, it's not going to go the way it has these first 5 weeks. But proud of the way we've won. I think we've had to deal with some adversity. I think we've had to stick together, complementary football at times to pick up for another phase of our team. I think our defense has been phenomenal. And I think, we're only going to get better and better as a team, hopefully, as this season goes on, and be ready to deal with adversity when it comes. Like I said, I love this football team. I love getting to coach it every single day, and I don't take it for granted because I know that, things can happen quickly in this league, and they tend to happen quickly when you don't do your job and find the results. But I got to make sure it's not about the results. It's about what we do to prepare for every op we get, Pat.
Man, good for you and good for Vikings fans. That answer right there was just straight out of a book.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, how would you want a dream answer to be about a team that's 5-0 from your head coach in the NFL? Boom! Let's go ahead and run that. Go ahead, AJ.
Coach Sam Darnold, obviously he's playing very well with your offense, coupled with that defense, a big reason why you're 5-0. How have you seen kind of Sam grow over these first 5 weeks, and how is your game day relationship? I would imagine that's fun week to week, getting more and more comfortable with each other. How has everything been going so far with that?
Yeah, it's a good question because you come into it with a bunch of confidence in Sam. I know our team had a bunch of confidence in Sam, and Sam was really confident after a really good training camp. But to have the success that he's had, in many ways being an igniter for our team with some big critical throws early on in games to help us generate some of the leads that we've had. But also when you think about it, especially over the last couple weeks, or going back to you're in a dogfight versus the 49ers, and we have to put together a drive to try to recapture momentum in a game, and Sam's making some critical throws to do so, leading us down to get more points on the board and help secure a victory for our team. You think back to Green Bay, we start that game so well, but then the momentum of being on the road in the NFC North and a good Packer team starts to put together some success. Sam goes out there and makes some critical throws and moves the team, gets us in position to get 3 more points when we needed it. And then he did the same thing, sloppy, kind of not our standard of a day on Sunday offensively. But when we had to have it, even coming off of turning the football over, backed up in our own end, Sam goes out there, finds Jets down the middle for a huge play, hits Johnny Munn on a 2nd and long to kind of get us back on track. And Will Reichert's been one of the best kickers in football, bringing up points whenever we need him to. So that's been a huge critical part to really, just playing good football in all 3 phases, even when you're playing against, I think the Jets have a really good defense, really talented group, 2 really good corners, Quinn and Williams in the middle, fast speed all over that defense. We knew it was going to be a challenge. We did not perform at our standard, but we found a way to make enough plays to really complement a defense that was doing a lot of really good things like they've done all season long.
How'd you feel about playing in England? Obviously, the international games are a big deal. It's the only game on, all eyes on, 9:30 in the morning. Your team shows up, gets a massive win. What were your thoughts on the international game? Is that your first time or no?
Second time, yeah. We went over and won a hard fought game against the Saints my first year. Pretty similar time in the season, week 4, week 5, whatever it was. It's a challenge when you go over there with the circumstances of the time change and all those things. But those are really just excuses if you allow them to be, Pat.
Whoa.
I absolutely love going over there. We have a huge fan base over there. There was a ton of purple. Felt like a home game to us. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Why'd
there.
they have Jared Allen doing the horn the way he had? Did you see that? Were you watching the whole thing?
I did.
It was an
I did not see it.
It was an awkward.
I did not.
It was an awkward. It was a weird situation. Now this is the beginning. We got like another 45, maybe 2 minutes here because they really slow play this thing. Towards the end, though, Jared is going to be like this, flying in the horn. You saw it, Coach. Can't have it.
No.
Can't have it. Can't have it.
You know what? That's a hard horn to travel with. Get through customs and everything with that thing. Good luck to you. But yeah, it was good to have. We had Jared there. We had Chris Carter there, Jake Reed. I mean, great ambassadors for the Vikings brand. And like I said, a ton of Vikings fans over there. We love going out there. We're 2-0. Hopefully we can get the next one.
Yeah, I love how much the sport is growing internationally. The London games have always been so fantastic. There's another one coming this weekend. Wake up, watch football. Yeah. Life is good. D-Butch has a question for you about a massive piece of the team.
Yeah, Coach, we all kind of spent time together in New England. You, me, and Brian Flores, B-Flow. I mean, how quickly did you make that call? How lucky were you that he was available? You got a couple former head coaches on your staff, B-Flow, Mike Patton, but how quickly did you make that call to B-Flow, and what has he brought to that defense for the last couple of years?
Yeah, he was my first call, D-Butt. He had been a guy that I really always thought if in many cases that, you better make the most out of your opportunity when you're lucky enough to get a head coaching job in this league. You think about and you really envision how you want your team philosophy to be built, and Brian Flores fits with every aspect of not only how I envision playing defense, but how I want the culture and our team to really thrive. I think he's been a phenomenal addition to our team. I think he's a fantastic play caller. A lot of times defensive systems get talked about a lot, but guys got to be ready to dial it up and really understand how to adjust and adapt within games, especially with a system like ours, playing against some of the quarterbacks we've played against early on in the year. You got to be ready to, throw your off-speed pitches. You got to be ready to change up looks. You got to empower your players to make adjustments.
Yeah, Van Ginkel. You got to have Van Ginkel be the smartest guy on the field. He knew what was happening. They said you guys repped this in practice like 100 times last week is what people were saying on TV.
Yeah, Brett Rippon did an unbelievable job in practice giving a look of kind of what it would feel like, against Aaron Rodgers and the challenge that it would be by just emulating the snap count, the cadences, what it would be like, what would the answers be for some of the pressures. Actually, in practice, the ball was not thrown. We kind of ran the similar pressure versus that exact same look. And I remember Flo screaming out, hey, you got to throw it, because if he throws it in the game, we got to be ready to catch it. And Gink was ready to catch it again. He's scoring a lot of touchdowns, man. I can get used to seeing Gink running down the sideline scoring touchdowns. It's been phenomenal.
He's electrifying. Your defense is phenomenal. I think that's why people are so excited about this particular team, because what the defense is able to do. And then on the offensive side, is it fair whenever we say that you could draw up a play to make like Connor be open? Or maybe A.J. Hawk could play quarterback for a team that you are drawing up and calling plays for. What is it about Sam Darnold, you think, that has made him kind of be a fish to water with your offense? And should we continue to say that about how you go about your offensive coordinating business?
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you can draw up a bunch of lines on a whiteboard and think you're scheming something up, but the players are the ones that make it come to life. I just sit myself over there on the sidelines and I call the play, but those guys make it come to life. And it's the execution. It's the details. It's the small details that we coach to our players, but then they taking it to the field and making it come to life. And I knew all along, Pat, if we could get some guys open, Sam Darnold's going to hit them because he's talented. He can play quarterback in the NFL. I've always believed that. And I'm just proud of him. He's kind of not really worried about anything other than just his role in our team. He's one of our captains. He works as hard as anybody each and every week to be ready to go. And I'm not surprised when he goes out and has success. And the challenge for Sam and our whole team now is going to be handling success and being able to reinvent ourselves as a team every single week, but staying true to how we want to play, our football philosophy, the core principles of what we want to be as a team. This, this shit's got to come together, and it's got to consistently keep coming together. And it's my job to make sure that happens. I'll end this the same way I started it. I love this team. I love everything about what we're made of. I think that's the important part. And my goal is to keep allowing these players to go experience the joy of winning in the NFL, because it's hard to do.
Agreed.
The team's been able to do it 5 times out of 5 games. A lot of challenges ahead. A lot more work to be done.
Well, I respect and appreciate that entire answer, but I don't think you answered the question. Could you drop a play to make Connor open?
I got hands.
It was a play against San Fran, red area. Jalen Naylor came in through kind of the C gap, probably in the corner, but I think Connor could have made that throw.
Absolutely. That would be exactly where we would start. It would have to be on a total sell of a run play, total deception.
That's fine.
But then we would allow his skill set to finish the job, make the catch, and then I would be very excited to see what that celebration looked like.
Oh man. We're kicking the 48, 50-yard extra point. Yeah, there's a couple different ones coming out for personal. I know we're not South Carolina or what was the school?
Davenport,
Iowa.
But I probably am unloading the clip on somebody's
There's some
face.
celebrations.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
If I had to
They had
guess,
the best one, probably of the week, the Parent Trap one. I don't know if you saw Cam Bynum and Josh Metellus, I believe.
I did not see
It was good.
They did the whole Parent Trap handshake, and there's like a video of them practicing.
You've seen Parent Trap.
Yes, I've seen Parent Trap, of course.
Young Lindsay Lohan. She's like 12 years old. They do this cool thing.
Well, it's whenever she's up in that camp.
Yeah, bingo.
And then
they're trying to trap her parents back together.
You know it, Pat.
Yeah, because her parents, they separated. You
Bingo.
see. And I love this. I do enjoy this. Are you talking about celebrations with the boys? Are we saying, hey, we like celebrations, we don't like celebrations, can't use any guns? Can't use any guns.
Please, no.
Can't even point first downs?
That's all I tell them is just don't cost me any yards or any money out of your own pockets, but just make sure we're having the plays happen that lead to those celebrations, and then I leave the room and let them creative minds come together and come up with that stuff. But I do look forward to them every week. I know that.
That's
whatever
awesome.
they got up their sleeve in their bag, it's been awesome. Let's hope we see a lot more of them.
Yeah, you don't want us dancing. Stop us from scoring.
Bingo.
I don't know if anybody's going to be able to stop a KOC offense ever. We appreciate the hell out of you for joining us. Good luck throughout the bye week. I don't know how you get better, okay? You guys 5-0. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm going to gas you and the entire team. Vikings have been an absolute wagon. Can't wait to watch the rest of the year. We appreciate you.
You guys are the best, man. Thank you.
Hey, Coach, if this goes in.
Undefeated season?
Yeah, no.
Whoa. Watch. Easy.
Coach, we watched Tannenbaum cut you before you could sit down in the Hard Knocks. Last week it hit the internet. I didn't like that.
Bullshit.
You're a phenomenal quarterback. People forget that. You know, I think now everybody sees you as this play caller. Like, this guy, he's an offensive guru. It's like, well, that's because guy used to be able to spin it. For me to put this ball into that hoop over there, what are some tips you think, Coach? Coach me up a little bit here.
It's going to be all about that lead elbow, man. Don't let it get too far from your body.
This elbow, the left one?
Yeah, I don't need to see this, man. Keep that thing tight. Strong guy like you'll put that thing right in.
All right, I will keep my shit tight.
Yep.
Keep my shit tight. It's for an undefeated season. A lot on the line.
Whoa.
A lot on the line. We'll see how good your coach is.
Oh, you had
16-1.
One slip up, brother. That's okay. Hey, that's okay. I appreciate you, ladies. Go ahead.
And how are you going to deal with adversity? That's the question right now. How are you going to deal with that adversity? That's right.
You just lay down and
there we go. There, you get yourself another one, man. Get back up on the saddle.
Oh, my God. Oh, whoa. Got hit in the pocket.
In the pocket.
Adversity, more adversity.
Bounce off.
Little noiser.
break sack, reroute.
Coaching for me feeling the pressure everywhere.
You're holding it like Caleb, too.
Yeah, you're damn right. Ball out here.
Oh, no.
Stop. Sorry, maybe 2 losses.
Rough the passer.
We don't want to do it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, Kevin O'Connell. Thank you, brother. He's the man. Tight shoulder. What's his tight elbow?
Yeah, that's good.
Lead elbow.
Yeah.
Getting too loose out there.
Tight.
Drive it right to the target. Yeah.
Oh,
it looks
wow.
It does look a lot better.
It's all over.
All of a sudden, we're throwing footballs better.
Hey, can players throw grenades anymore as a celebration? A fake grenade?
They say,
you can't use the ball, but could I
backboard?
Hey, did you see the Grand Valley State Davenport?
Did you see this Davenport guy? He takes a sword, or maybe a seatbelt for strapped, whatever the case is.
Seatbelt. Yep.
Strap, seatbelt, and then, excuse me, let me get this out here.
Bang.
I was not expecting that to shoot him as he's walking away.
What a coward. In the back. Shot a guy in the back.
Yep. Oh, man.
From the waistband.
Jeez, can't do it. Ref, are you
Come on, Ref. Let him have some fun. Let the boys have some fun.
All right, so I think
that was all time.
I think what they're saying, I think what the NFL is saying is things are getting a little bit out of hand.
Yeah. Can't execute guys.
Murder? What murder?
That's so good.
I'm surprised he didn't
turn your fucking head, Ref. You don't have to see this.
Surprised he didn't screw the silencer on that thing.
24-7.
1 minute and 55 seconds left in the game. 4th and 6 there.
Wait, is he winning? Is he losing the game? Right
Yes,
now?
losing. Yeah, by 17.
No.
Under 2 minutes left. But what a play. Put it on the highlight.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he was like, I want to get the fuck out of here. There's 1:56 left. We got no timeouts. I get a personal foul here. They get a first down.
It's assault,
They kneel
brother.
this thing up.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to get out of the whole, maybe just sport.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would like to get out of this sport. I'm about done with it. What's a good way to do it? What is everybody talking about this year? Gun celebrations. All right. They all think they got it. South Carolina guy does 100 shots, misses it. Everybody else got their little clips.
You see Minnesota guy?
This guy.
Sorry.
That dude deciding to pull out a gun. You know what I'm going to do? Nobody else has done it. They don't know. Where you put it back here, you put it here. What if he would have fucking...
there. And then pulled another one out of his sock. Yeah.
And then
the ankle holster.
Keeps going.
Opens
Keeps pulling more guns.
pulls shotgun out of the inside. That'd be wild.
Wrist gun.
Oh.
Imagine that ref just being like, throwing another flag, taking his hat.
Yeah.
Throwing a guy, oh yeah, you think he pulls shotgun out of his pants? I don't even. We just throw the challenge flag out here. Wild time. What were you going to say though?
Oh no, the Minnesota guy got a penalty for just lifting his shirt up and showing where his gun would be in his waist.
Can't do that.
No, but is that
PJ Fleck was fighting it? PJ Fleck was fighting, trying to say he was putting the seatbelt on him.
He was flashing his gun.
Yeah.
Okay, he was letting you know he could. Doesn't have to. So I think this is why the NFL is potentially saying we need the.
It makes sense.
This needs to stop.
No more guns.
Needs to stop. That Davenport guy. That's the most.
But it started becoming a thing once they started penalizing all these guys. I don't feel like this has ever been a thing in the past.
I think we're starting to see them now because it's all getting penalized.
Yeah, I feel like LSU, South Carolina, that was one of the most first egregious.
Shotgun to the chest?
Like, all right. Yeah.
The 100?
LSU receiver, then he did it again on the sideline. Like, hey, man.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
Game
USC.
USC,
LSU, yeah, Vegas.
Primetime game, kind of early on. That was kind of the first. Was that for opening week?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Sunday.
Yeah, that was the only game on.
So he started the season off kind of wrong foot.
highlighting it.
They're really doing a lot of gun stuff, don't you think? Nah. And then the opening weekend,
You see it all?
Oh, yeah, maybe
It was Wan'Dale Robinson on the Giants, like his signature first down sell. He was like busting out a shotgun, obviously no longer.
Yeah, there's a couple people that have gone like and done snipers and stuff like that. No more guns, they said. And Davenport is the reason. I think what just happened. Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll have Michael Keaton.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
He's Batman. He's Birdman.
What?
He had a need for speed.
Yep.
He's from Pittsburgh,
Hell yeah.
which I appreciate. De Leon.
Marnock, brother.
There it is.
Think he's been a Kennywood?
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
1,000% he has been to Kennywood.
Back when it was the only.
You want first question? You want first question, brother?
First out the
Please.
gate.
Yeah, you got first
Please.
question. I can't wait. Michael Keaton got a movie coming out. It's going to be great. Actually, D-But's got a question.
In the glory days of Kennywood as well.
Yeah, when
There's still in them.
when all the roller coasters in the country were wooden, maybe.
I will have you know Kennywood's doing just fine.
Yep.
I saw the potato patch just yesterday opened up.
Still offering
Potato
free
patch.
food.
Still lowering the prices?
No.
No. Price is going up, brother.
No, they're not.
Kenny the Kangaroo. I told Oski.
Yes, you did.
Oski,
I heard
the
it.
cow bear came up. And that's an interesting mascot. That I did not expect that to be the look of the cow. That costume to be the costume, especially with the costumes we see from like the Oregon Duck. That thing's like a full on everywhere. So Oski comes up kind of an old school costume, you know. And my first thought was this kangaroo. And I said it twice. Nobody knew what I was referring to. And then immediately it came out of my mouth. I was like, nobody has a clue what I'm talking about up here.
How?
I,
Whoa, my God. That guy
Looks good. I like it. Nice sweater.
It's a weird bear, man.
Cool energy. Oski had good energy. They loved Oski. Oski chant happened. Did the whole song and dance.
If it was a reporter, I know what they'd be doing in the locker room.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side with Michael Keaton out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Cannot wait to chat with him. And then wrap up everything happening around the sports world, including baseball's happening. Hockey's happening. Basketball's happening. Football's happening. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Take 5.
If you're the NCAA and you're sitting in that stupid office in Indianapolis where we happen to live, it's a great city. It's a great town. And there's a dumb institution that is ruling over college football. Because if you don't want these people dancing... Celebration, bitches.
What's a major? Is that the president's name?
Oh, that's Kurt Signatic.
Do we like the NCAA? Do we like Pat? Do we love the Dukes? I wish when I was asked, like, why did you punt? I could say my subcommittee recommended I punt. Talk your shit. This guy's hot. This guy's hot.
We'll see you in the next hour. I say today, we take a stand against the NCAA. Let them bowl. Let them bowl. Amen. Rest in peace, Dale. Moment of silence for Dale Earnhardt. Moment has passed. Thank you, Dale. This one's for 3. AJ Hawk, $5,000. This has been one of the coolest moments of my entire professional life. JMU! Thank you so much for the hospitality. JMU! You understand quickly that there's idiots making decisions in every single place that you would never guess idiots would be making decisions. You don't think bowl season deserves to have this situation cooking behind it? College football is better because JMU's football is crushing. College is better because what their football team is doing. The community is better. And the NCAA, yet again, adds to their long list of decisions. Look at that scene, bro, in the hills of Virginia. You know what? To hell with all of them. James Madison, right here. Right here. And that chef looks damn good. I'd eat that guy's meat any day of the week. If you're able to bury this 33-yard field goal, kicking is easy is what you have said to kickers before. Others have on the internet. Now, 90 racks on the line. We believe. Oh! Kill the kid! Kill the kid! Our worst kid yet! 100 racks of charity. This dog stinks! And that's that the JMU are going to crush App State. They would crush touch anybody this weekend, especially in this city with how dumb the NCAA is. Let them bowl and let the boys dominate today.
My Constitution, I have the First Amendment right to free speech. Pat has the Second Amendment right to take its sleeves off and show the bare arms all the time. But I'm saying, if we are so lucky to go undefeated this year, and we end up winning in a bowl game, if we get in, I'm going to use my First Amendment to declare the JMU Dukes national champions. Like UCF. I'm just going to say it, and come and stop me. Time to coach.
I'm jacked. I love it's working. All of it's working.
They'll have one loss because App State is beating JMU Mountaineers, baby. They're gonna dog shit all over this dumb place. App State forever. Yeah, fuck you too. How about that?
Jalen Milroe often wears his own branded apparel reading LANK across the front. It's an acronym that stands for Let a Naysayer Know. Being told by his former offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien.
That is not what I thought.
Is that not what you thought?
Boy, let a naysayer know.
Let a naysayer know.
Of course.
The professional's right in the middle of his lead. That's all right. I just keep going.
You almost lost me again. It got real tight up here as you were. I just want to let you know.
Reese, you were too smooth with that. I thought it was going down. I thought it was going down out here. I looked over at Liz.
Oh, sorry about it. Let a naysayer know.
Let a
naysayer know. That's what we thought the whole time. That's what we all thought.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people! Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big News Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! It's amazing. That's AJ Hawk. He's a little bit delayed, obviously, because he's in an attic in Ohio. The talk show table's here at Boston Connor and at Bruce Brown. Con man, hockey's back tonight, pal.
Can't wait. Panthers, I believe, are doing their banner as well as the Bruins.
Oh, it's a banner night.
I believe so. They traveled down to Sunrise, and D-Bud didn't even remember it was hockey season. Wore his Miami Heat hat, and now he's putting
it was on my X timeline last night, brother.
I'm sure it was.
Year 31.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I bet you're pumped.
That's 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler, who also is a Florida Panthers fan.
Mm-hmm. Super fan.
It's super.
Went to multiple games.
I did. Super fan.
Multiple games.
It'll be tough to get in there now. Sold out.
What?
Season tickets. First time.
Packed barn.
History. Yeah. First
You
time.
get yours?
You get yours?
Of course.
Nice.
Fan.
Baby,
Fan. 4.
Hell yeah.
You're on the glass?
Nah.
Where at?
I wasn't ready to break bread like that.
Oh, the Florida Panthers moving money right
Just
now.
a normal fan then.
So I won't be able to make a bunch of games. But we will be well represented as the Butler family.
Hey, congrats
Can't
and
wait.
good luck to the Panthers this year as you try to defend Lord Stanley. I don't think it's possible.
Whoa!
You're not the Pittsburgh Penguins, so you got no shot.
You're not Hockey Town.
Detroit, do you guys still play hockey up there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we play football, we play baseball, we play hockey. So, yeah, I mean, Detroit's all the way back.
Basketball? You guys play basketball?
Yeah, we do, but, we're still working on that one.
Actually, Jaden Ivey, one of their best players, he went up for a massive dunk the other night and got his shit swamped.
Well, it's preseason. He's just working on stuff.
Yeah, he was trying to work on a windmill.
Keep working.
I didn't think that was coming right there. I thought we were complimenting the Pistons.
No.
That never happened.
Pulled back. comes in and he just got his shit sent back. It was awesome.
That's preseason. That's what preseason's for.
Yeah, we're not worried about that right now.
The Tigers playing good baseball? Or?
Are they playing good baseball? You say top of the ninth against the best closer in MLB history.
No.
Does not matter. We got two guys on the
That's
ponds,
close.
and we hit an absolute bomb to win the game. Yesterday's series tied 1-1.
Gumpy, how do you feel about the Detroit Tigers?
They're a good ball club. They've been hot for a while now. Nothing seems to stop them.
They hit bombs, huh?
They hit it. That was absolutely crushed.
It was awesome.
I appreciate the fact that we saw their. You guys don't call him coach, obviously, because why would you? Why would you?
Their
call him?
skip.
Skipper.
Their skipper.
Manager.
Daffa.
Their
Skipper.
lead lad.
Whatever the hell it is.
Skip.
The manager.
Skip.
There it is. The manager for the Tigers. I saw him in the locker room after they clinched something. I don't know what they did. He gave a speech about the team.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I could rally. They got MCDC.
Yeah.
Then, they got this guy doing his thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. Detroit sports, are they all the way back? And are they a team that I actually enjoy the most? That guy's speech, and then I learned that they spend no money. Of course, the Detroit Tigers spend no money, I guess,
Yeah,
in
like
comparison to everybody else.
Like $18 million or something. And then that guy, Hinch, he said something like, don't let the Tigers get hot. And someone let the Tigers get hot. That's what it was.
Yeah, don't look. Somebody let the Tigers get hot. Yeah.
I don't know who it was.
There it was. It was a great speech, and then he popped champagne and they started spraying. I'm like, kind of a dog.
Yeah.
He got fired by the Astros after all the cheating stuff and kicked out of the league for a year. So it was pretty huge for him to go back into Houston and beat the team that kind of got rid of him.
And
He took the fall for all of it while the players didn't do or say shit.
Oh, so yeah, but what ended up being the truth for that whole thing? Do we remember?
No.
Trash can was
Banging on trash
Yeah,
cans.
banging on trash cans and having like basically a video set up in like the tunnel to the dugout was all real. I do not believe that the electronic on
Yeah, Passon
Altuve
always
was
says
proven.
that. Passon always says it when he comes on. He's
Yeah.
like, the whole buzzer thing that everybody started running, that's not real.
So what
Now-
was this about?
Yeah, we don't know what Altuve. Maybe you don't like to show his nips.
He said his wife doesn't like when his shirt gets ripped off.
Doesn't want to show his nips.
We're buying that.
It's part of his
Yeah, he might have some huge nipples. That he's
Absolute
very-
pepperoni
Yeah.
slice.
Yeah, he might
Crazy
like-
tattoo.
And what if he does have a tattoo that he got like back when he was a kid? Just like maybe he's got a big boner.
He changes in the stall in the locker room.
Maybe
Boner on his rib.
Maybe a big boner because
Yeah.
he passed out one time and somebody was like, "Oh, this would be fun." And
Been there.
he woke up and had a tattoo of a big dong on his chest. We don't know.
That would make
We
sense.
don't.
There's a
We
lot of
do
different
not.
things it could be.
You're right.
You know, what if he had? Feels like I might be wrong. You have no hair, right, on your you have like you're like a
Yeah, I barely grow. Yeah, I don't really have facial hair, body hair. Yeah.
I have chest hair and back hair pretty good at this point. What if he just has an absurd amount? What if he is actually like
just
wolf?
sweat?
Yeah, like what if he is just? Well, I don't want everybody to know that I got
wool sweater.
What if that's what it was? There had to be something. He was very
Like it
worried.
goes
Yeah, he was
outward.
concerned.
It's like a puffer jacket. Like you take his jersey off and it's like, poof.
And once again, back to the tattoo thing. What if somebody in his hair shaved something?
Burned it off.
Oh,
Yeah, like
in
that
that
sign.
one spot.
Yeah, like maybe it was a big dong that was shaved into the hair.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
You got to keep it.
It's tough to explain, I guess.
Yeah,
afterwards.
so maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, right. You guys make great points.
Thank you.
And when it comes to baseball, hiring the guy that was cheating to win a World Series is just the greatest move ever.
Yeah.
Congrats to Detroit doing it.
Yep.
Baseball.
Thank you.
You cheat, you ain't trying.
The way Guppy laid that out, the guy that was fired and kicked out of the league for a year, Detroit hired. He was kind of like taking a
No, I was actually nobody in baseball wanted to talk about it. It was a massive deal, him going back into Houston and beating that Astros team, because he kind of took the heat for all of it. Like he was the fall guy basically for all of it.
He's a loyal lad.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I saw from his speech afterwards. Could you imagine being a baseball coach?
Manager, yeah, you got it.
Manager. Are you a manager because you're just managing humans for 172 games?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that what it is?
Managing not to fall asleep.
Well, yeah, we don't do as much coaching. More so, just like managing everybody's attitudes all the time. Or do they have assistant managers or coaches?
Yeah, you have a bench coach.
Coach, batting coach.
Remember,
Yeah,
Sean
coach.
Casey was a batting coach for the Yankees for a
Pitching
bit.
coach.
Remember that?
So the manager is like the general manager, seemingly.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
the head coach.
they also
He's
have
the
a
head
GM.
coach, and there's assistants.
But is he coaching?
Yeah, and for baseball, they wear uniforms, and yeah, absolutely. He's the guy. Any of the guys putting the
wear
lineup together and
uniforms?
making decisions.
And cleats too, I think. I think they do the whole
Some of
song
them
and
do.
dance.
Got a number?
Boone had
They
a
have to
sweet
wear
watch.
the jersey, actually. You have
Yeah.
to wear it even under your coat. It's the rule.
Brother.
Yeah.
That
How are
is
these
cool.
umps? The umps suck this year or are they good this year?
They're still pretty
Up
terrible.
and down.
They're a little better with balls and strikes because of all the kind of new technology on it, I guess. But
How about you? The
still
Yankees
bad.
suck or the Yankees good right now? I heard Aaron Judge still can't hit a ball.
Yeah, it was a tough night last night. The Yankee offense pretty much completely no-showed. Yeah, Judge has the highest strikeout rate in postseason history. He's got to snap out of it. And if he doesn't, heads are going to roll in New York yet again. Aaron Boone will take the fall if Aaron Judge doesn't start hitting. But it's not just him. Giancarlo Stanton behind him is too slow to really run to first base. Not a lot going well for the Yankees right now. But, 1-1, we go to Kansas City, we, get hot and
These are
see
best
what
of
happens.
5 series.
Yep. Yeah.
See ya.
It was another masterclass from Bob Costas last night. Kansas City Royals fans are really upset about his call on Bobby Witt making an amazing play. And Bob Costas basically just said it's not Giancarlo Stanton's fault that he can't run to first base.
Yeah, but he said it very oddly. I forget how he said it, but
I thought it was Celtics path yesterday.
It is. It is. I mean, if not now, when?
So Yankees stink. Okay, who's going to win the whole thing?
Dodgers. The winner of Dodgers
Who's the favorite?
Padres. The Yankees were favored going into last night. I don't know if they still are. The winner of Dodgers Padres is probably going. The Phillies obviously will have
Bills.
something to say about that.
How's Bryce Harper doing? Bryce Harper hitting the ball well?
Yeah, he's raking. They got Kyle Schwarber. He's like the best power hitter in postseason history. Up there with him.
I've seen numerous good environments here.
Oh yeah, all over the place.
Awesome.
Except
Tonight's gonna be electric in San Diego. Petco will be buzzing, especially after all the shit that just happened in LA too.
Yep.
Wow, the fighting and the bickering there?
Well, and the coach said that Machado threw a ball at him when he rolled it into the dugout. Like, that series is about to pop off even more. Than it already
tensions
has.
are high. Right?
Oh yeah, if you're gonna watch a baseball game this year, tonight would be the one I would watch.
We got middle finger fastballs coming?
Oh yeah,
Really?
those teams hate each other, man.
In playoff baseball?
I'd say they're not putting people on base. They're not putting people on base.
But benches could clear even without that.
Yes.
The way
What would have
things
to
are
happen?
going.
Well, Machado
dirty
plays
slide. Dirty slide into second base on a double play ball. That could get it going.
Cleats up.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe a little bit of a brawl tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, they're not throwing it, guys, because they don't want runners on base in the playoffs.
It's too important unless you want to take a stand for your team, though.
Yeah.
Which maybe Profar wants to.
Unless it's already done. Like
Guy
if it's a
pitching
7-0 game and then you put one in someone's back.
Guy
sure.
pitching for the Dodgers got a 6 ERA.
Yeah, he might beg
The
somebody.
guy on the mound for the Dads has been dealing all year.
Oh, it sounds like we know who Gumpy likes
I
tonight.
love the Padres.
Yeah,
tonight.
Yeah, that's what
Gumpy's a big Padres fan.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is a Pittsburgh legend. Okay, an absolute Pittsburgh legend. He was Batman, late 80s, early 90s. Some people, he is
Damn right.
Batman. To a lot of people, he is Batman. I think to my parents, he is Batman. To a lot of different. Then he went on to the movie Birdman, which was interesting, because of the whole Batman tie. And what he proved in there is this son of a bitch is likable. This son of a bitch is lovable. He's authentic. He's talented, and that's because he is a Yinzer. Ladies and gentlemen, he has a new movie coming out called Good Rich, which is a movie about coming of age at any age, about sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, marriage and divorce, and about realizing what really matters in life is the ones you love. Star of Good Rich, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael.
Oh, we miss you. We're missing you. We're missing you. It's on us. It's on us. We're off-centered there. How you doing, pal?
Okay. Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, I've been reading the everything about this movie coming out. Seems like there's a lot going on, but it feels like you're the perfect human being for said role. The writer of the film actually said when she was writing it, she was doing it for you, and if you didn't do it, she would bury the script, I think, and herself in the backyard if you did not. Did you know that? And also, did it feel like that when you were filming it?
I found that out later. We have a really good relationship. I thought it was a little drastic to bury herself in the backyard. But hey, you know what? If she would have, sometimes you have to do what you have to do for art, So if she'd have buried herself, I'd have felt badly, but, somebody had to go down. I guess.
Did you feel like it as you were doing the movie, though? It felt perfect for you when you wrote
Oh,
the
yeah.
script?
She and I had a really nice relationship. She's real smart. She's got tremendous style. And she's got genes, her mom, Nancy Myers, and her father was a great writer, great comedy writer, and Nancy Meyers is, I would say at this point maybe legendary in terms of her comedy, and her success and everything like that. Yeah.
So you've been in.
I was listening to all you guys earlier because I got to hear you. We had an issue here, I guess, with the Wi-Fi or something, but so I didn't see you, but I was listening to you. I watched the show, and how this started. This whole idea, it was my idea. I said, what we should do for this movie is this Pat McAfee show. I said because I had a whole reason. But anyway, I was listening to you guys talk about the baseball playoffs, which are great, and where you think the fights are going to be. Baseball fights, nobody ever really ends up, except for who's the dude who totally knocked out?
Sean Casey got knocked out, right?
Odor.
Yes. And then that one that slide into second, a Hispanic dude, really good shortstop, or somebody just walked up and boom, like solid shot, just dropped them.
Yeah, Odor just knocked out, I think, Tim Anderson at second base. Yeah. Nuts.
But normally those fights are funny. They're just kind of silly.
Yeah, I agree completely. Let's talk about silly. The Pittsburgh Pirates. I heard you're a Pirates fan. There was a article said, yep, exactly. Let's talk about it. This is my issue with baseball. The reason why I didn't play baseball is because the Pirates.
I was hoping you wouldn't do this.
No, I have to.
I was hoping you. You don't have to.
I have to. I grew up in Pittsburgh. The reason why I didn't play baseball is because the Pirates were so fucking ass. That is why I didn't play for so long during my livelihood. So I wasn't even interested in the sport. I would be.
Yeah. See, that's true. My little 7-year-old grandson, he can, first of all, you can ask, if you ever meet any of my friends, you ask him, he's only 7. We were just watching the Steeler game together. He knows everything. He talks about trades. He talks about draft picks. I mean, his kid's unbelievable. He's a giant Steeler fan. He's a giant Pirate fan. But that's what happens to little kids. They're only human. At some point, your little heart, you believe in everything. You have such hope. At some point, you go, fuck this. And also what set me off many, many years ago, because I had this thing, I was, everybody came after me, all these old hack sports writers. But I was years ago. I was walking through Three Rivers, I think, and I was watching these kids, little kids, and their dads, and he had a shirt, and I started to calculate how much his old man just spent on all that stuff, and I started to get, frankly, pissed off. I started thinking, man, that's insulting. That's insulting. That shows zero respect. But if you don't mind, I could get really, really specific about this. And I love Shelty, and I love the players, and I love the coaches, and I think they're nice people who own the team. But it's a whole fucking conversation.
Agreed. Need to sell the team, man. They sold 7 Springs.
No, God. Oh yeah, but stay in the Berg.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Definitely stay in the Berg. Pittsburgh Pirates. No, Pittsburgh Pirates have to remain in Pittsburgh. But I think what we have been saying, and I'm not a baseball fan, but we have some in the building. Sell the team. Like you're going to make a bunch of money off of the selling of the team. They said that this guy's only in it for the money, and you talk about the families, how much money they spend. This is the owner right here. This is the owner.
Nice man.
Nice, great man. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know, Michael. I haven't talked to him. But, he needs to sell the team because baseball is obviously electrifying. We're going to be watching tonight. The Pirates haven't been in there for a long, long time. I appreciate your fandom of them. We have another Pittsburgh question for you from Darius Butler.
Yeah, I do. Surrounded by a bunch of Yinzers here. I got to know if you have any, or actually I know you went here. What was your first experience at the great theme park, Kennywood? I got to hear about this place.
This is a good question. First of all, can you imagine if you think about what Kenny would look like? I know you guys are way younger than I am, but what the insurance would have been like if you think about how most of those rides were built.
Whoa.
You've seen them.
See them now.
No, they're good.
Brutal.
No, they're good. They're sturdy. They're state of the art. Right?
Duct tape together.
No, they hate Kennywood. All these people talk shit on Kennywood, Michael. All of them. All of these people. You didn't know that.
It was great. It was fun. And for a while, they didn't have like the fastest. I think the Jackrabbit was the fastest roller coaster in the world or something. And I remember the thing was we would get my family wouldn't get usually, but a lot of kids, you'd buy new tennis shoes, white tennis shoes for the day. You know, you got your tickets from school, and you'd go to the thing. And usually, my mom would buy us, what was it called, Santa White or something. This stuff used to dip in liquid, and it was white, and you would make our shoes white because they were dirty.
Oh, nice. Got fresh shoes for Kennywood though. All of a sudden.
Oh yeah, man, Adam knew wear nice white, and he'd come home, he'd be totally filthy because there's like grease and oil and everything on the.
No, Kenny was super clean.
I love you.
Filthy. Sounds like a great
I have
place.
to talk to you. I think the boys though. We need to talk to you, the fellas there.
Yeah, you got it. Tone Diggs has a question for you.
Let me see them. Let me look at them in person. Say it right to their faces, dude. You have to relax.
On Kennywood, you're saying? Yeah, that's
No,
that
on the Steelers. On the Steelers, you have to chill for a minute.
Michael, I mean, you talked, you talked about how you were going to talk about the Pirates and how it's a long story and you get emotional. I do the
same with me.
I do the same thing for the Steelers, and it's hard. We overreact, and I live in my emotions and stuff like that. But it's hard. It's hard. But I just want to.
He's the sensitive side of the show.
Yes. I am. And you know what? Listen, you've been in so many great projects: Batman, Birdman, Spotlight, all those. Excuse me.
He's ramped up.
I wanted to let you know, okay? My favorite thing that you've ever done is Need for Speed, okay? De Leon, Toby Marshall, Dino Bambino, Dino.
Fucking rights, Tony.
This show loves Need for Speed, but yes, we are passionate about the Steelers and the Pirates and everything. Do you think that's why?
Me too.
That's why, like you Manganiello, who else? Billy Gardell, Jeff Goldblum. Do you think like there's so many? It's not a big city, but there's a lot of actors that come out of there. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but more and more too. Zach Quinto and there's some really and everybody's so good. I know Billy's a big fan, but I was, since I was a kid, I know I'm much older than you guys. I'm actually teasing you guys, but I did think everybody took it too hard. I texted my brother the other night, everybody has to relax. I mean, I don't think the kid is playing that bad. I think it's actually playing pretty well. That's a whole other conversation. But listen to this, man. I mean, we could go on. I could do 50 shows of just about that. I didn't know, I couldn't decide which hat to wear today. So it was like I thought, they might like the Pens hat. I don't know.
Oh, hey, hockey season starts tonight. Sidney Crosby back with the boys. Let's go.
He's the best kid. Have you ever had him on? Kid, he's not a kid anymore. Have you had him on?
No, it's been hard to get a hold of Sidney Crosby. He's at the top of the mountain. It's hard to get up to that altitude, I will say.
He's the best. He's the best. He's the nicest dude. And I remember my first Steeler game. We lived out in Robinson Township, right between McKees Rocks and Coriopolis. And I was a massive fan of everything, sports. That's all I wanted to know about. I used to go home and draw after school and draw all these pictures of my favorite players. And my dad somehow came across some, this history is so great, some Steeler tickets. And we had to drive down to, where did we drive to? I forget. We had to get a bus and drive to Pitt Stadium when they used to play in Pitt Stadium. And they were bad. The Steelers in those days were just bad for so long. But that Rooney family is so great. And I distinctly remember how excited I was and what the city of Pittsburgh looked like. As we were kind of country kids, and I was looking out the window. It was so exciting to me. I also vividly remember my first game at Forbes Field. But that Steeler organization is pretty friggin' great, man. I mean, they
Are they going to win? Are they going to win or not? You're telling them to relax about Justin Fields. Justin Fields going to win a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson going to win a Super Bowl. What are we doing?
This year, not likely.
Oh,
that's probably right.
But honestly, I'm not worried about that combo. I'll say now I'm going to get myself into real trouble.
Okay.
Ready? Because I know you guys love this.
Okay.
Why did 2-3 years ago? Who doesn't love Ben Roethlisberger? He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest ever. Not just in Pittsburgh, ever. And I was watching the other day on the show. Those old videos of him shaking guys off is crazy. Man. I mean, it's unbelievable.
One of a kind.
I mean, there was nobody like him, and he was great. But let me ask you this: why years ago were they not looking to draft a quarterback? Because it's going to take a kid 2-3 seasons to get ready anyway. And I know you didn't want to upset Ben, but you got to say, dude, we love you. You're great, but I got a business to run.
So, Michael, that's the whole thing about the Green Bay Packers. They've hit on it a couple times now, and everybody else, a lot of other fans are like, that seemingly works out great. In the moment, though, if you do recall, whenever it all happens, especially for that Green Bay Packers team, they're in the NFC Championship. So you trade up the draft for the future as opposed to right now. You got to be able to handle it on the shins. And they don't have an owner up there in Green Bay. They have like a group. So it's not just one owner. One owner has to be able to take it on the shins and be like, we're going to be better in 3 years. It's hard to do, I think. We were a part of the problem. We were like, this is so stupid. And now it's like, this is so genius. Falcons. They are fucking geniuses for it. The Falcons this year just did it. They took it on the shins hard, like very, very hard. It's the right move, though, Michael. I think it is. I genuinely think it is.
Yeah. It'd have been cool with it if you explained it to him. You didn't have to explain it to him. Anyway, I guess I should be talking about my movie, or do you want to talk? I'll talk about this stuff all day long if you want.
How is the movie? Movie's great. You feel good to be out there?
Movie's really good. And the reason I asked for you guys specifically was, guys are going to like this movie more than they think. So, what I think you all should do, all the boys there, should go to a movie with your wives or girlfriends or friends or mates or whatever, your partners, whoever they are. Make them take a cell phone. And then when you start to cry, because you're going to cry, I want you to. I want to see all you guys crying.
I'm not going.
Can't go.
I'm not going.
You read it. You were just reading it earlier. You're like, I think this is going to be emotional.
That's why. So I read I got sent over a thing. We don't have a lot of yinzer stuff, but celebrities like actors come on the show. So we get real excited for the opportunity and thankful. And I see the way, the entertainment interviews go. They always get a preview look at things and they do the whole thing. We didn't get to do that because we don't have enough time to watch the fucking full thing. They sent it over last night. But I wanted to read about it. I wanted to do enough research. As I was reading it to the boys, I was like, boys, this one has a lot of shit to it. This one's got some real, this is serious. Multiple families, kids, twins. He becomes a single father, I believe. Yeah, in the middle of this whole thing and the way he navigates with his oldest daughter, who's also currently pregnant from the first marriage, and now we got twins. And this is a real deal, this thing.
Yeah. And it's relevant and real, and this guy kind of has to grow up and quit being not a baby, but not so self-centered, and it has elements of a movie, and over the years, guys really ended up liking Mr. Mom a lot, and because that little movie was ahead of its time, and it eventually became very, very big and popular. One time I met this guy. He was a young guy in his 20s, I guess. He was a Latino dude, either from Central America or South America. I can't remember which, but he introduced himself to me and said, "Can I tell you something?" I go, "Sure." And we're talking, and he says, "When I was a little kid, my mom sat me down. She was busy. She was working in the house, and she was a single mom. And I was watching TV, and I ran into her, and I was so angry about this movie I was watching." He said, I was so mad at this man. I was watching this movie about a man. He was changing diapers, and he was doing dishes, and he said, it made me so mad. And that's a machismo culture, and he's angry, and she's laughing her ass off at this little kid. And he turns and he said to me, the movie turned out to be Mr. Mom, and it's now like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, nice! So you're saying this is this generation's Mr. Mom? You think is how we should potentially?
It has elements of it, but that's about as much as I'll say.
Okay, well I can't wait to watch. I don't like crying though. Kurt Warner sent me into a movie about his life story. I thought that was going to be like some action-packed football movie. It was a Hallmark movie. I ended up crying for Kurt Warner. Now
I had to.
Go ahead.
One day, I ran into Kevin Stevens. Remember Kevin Stevens?
Yeah.
Yeah, Penguin.
Yeah.
And tough dudes. By the way, I'm starting to think hockey players might be the all-around best athletes, either them or soccer players.
All right, let's see if they can throw a ball. But I agree. Toughest. I think they're toughest.
For sure.
Doing everything on skates.
Toughest. I think definitely toughest. Very, very athletic. Very, very athletic. Incredibly athletic.
So
can they throw and catch? We need.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But also, the people we call best athletes, can they skate? I guess we don't really.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, good conversation.
Double entendre.
Michael, that's good.
Yeah, I played hockey for a minute, and I was never very good. Anyway, he comes up to me somewhere in Pittsburgh, and he says, I want to tell you this story. He said, I go to see this movie I did called My Life, about a guy dealing with cancer, right? He says, my wife was sitting there, it's a matinee, at a game that night or something, and he says, I'm watching this movie, and there was an electrical problem, and the projector quit working, and so while they were trying to fix the get things up and running, they turned on the house lights, and he's crying. He's crying.
Of course.
Tough dude. And he goes, oh, shit. And all of a sudden, people are kind of looking around, and they start to recognize him. And they start to look at him. And, of course, he's going, oh, man, I'm a tough hockey player. I can't have these people see me cry, which I thought was a really funny.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to do to me for this Goodrich movie. Not that I'm a hockey player or tough at all, but I like to laugh, have a good time, but I'll get invested in a story. And anytime you are acting, we know it's going to be good. Do you know how cool you look right now, by the way? This backdrop here,
awesome.
It looks so cool. You look so cool right now. You should know
Thanks.
that.
I have people follow me around and wherever I go and like set me up everywhere. I'll be
AJ has a question for you, Michael.
Michael, I feel like you have so much range as an actor. I'm thinking, obviously, Multiplicity, unbelievable movie. You're playing 4 different characters. I heard you may even think about, putting out a sequel to that. That'd be awesome at some point. The Other Guys is another movie where I think you stole the show for sure. But how do you have that range to go from comedy and drama, thrillers, and Batman? Like, not many actors, I feel like, have that kind of range to go back and forth.
You know what? I have to be honest with you. When I started doing this, I'm going to tell you a quick story that you guys will appreciate. I started out I did a play in Pittsburgh, and I used to work across the street at QED, and then I drove a cab in Pittsburgh. I drove an ice cream truck in Pittsburgh. I parked car. I did all kind of stuff, and before I moved out here, and I was doing stand-up for a minute at a little place that nobody even wanted to hear about a stand-up. They wanted to hear music. They hated anybody getting up in front of the microphone and disturbing them. But I was thinking of you guys the other day when I thought about my early things, and I did a thing about newscasters. And I did a thing about Pittsburgh newscasters. I think the bit went something like that, like how they normally speak. And I said, in Pittsburgh, the newscasters say things like this. 2 jagoffs held up a melon bank today. So that's where. So when I started, I was primarily into comedy, but I already done some plays, and I thought my job, I still kind of do think my job was whatever the gig is, whatever the job is, you have to do. That's what you're supposed to do. So I always saw it the way I'm fortunate enough to have this career. But it doesn't necessarily work like that at all. But I remember making the decision after I did Night Shift. I did Night Shift, and then I did Mr. Mom. And right after Night Shift, I was offered this role that to me was kind of similar. And they saw what I did, and they wanted to do that guy again. And I thought, if I get stuck, I'm done. I'll get bored with myself, and it's going to end. I'm not going to get the chance to play all these the roles I'd like to play. So I specifically started changing things up early on, and I thought, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll do okay for a few years doing this funny, glib guy. But it didn't interest me. So I purposely went after a couple roles that people wouldn't necessarily see me in, hoping that I could, I get bored real quick.
Oh, yeah, me too. Pittsburgh, shut up.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Right. So, what else? Yeah, I know. We're so short. So short-tempered.
Hey, Michael. Amen. And we'll booze a little bit if we have to, and we'll work hard. We'll work hard if we have to. I mean, 100%. There's a lot of Yinzer traits I think that have helped all of us in our respected fields. I assume you feel that way.
No question.
Hey, you talk about that decision to not stay in the same, casting, and like. You look back on your career now, it started when, in the 80s? And now 2024, you got another movie coming out in October 18th. You feel fulfilled with that? I mean, not a lot of people get to do this for this long and have this staying power. How do you feel about your entire career? You look back on it all.
Proud of that. I look back and, what I passed up, so every once in a while I kind of go, ooh, that one kind of hurt. I could have done that. But usually not, usually not. I just go, no, I know why I didn't. I really wanted to be a dad, and I only had the one, and he you know, it was important for me to not be gone all the time. So I turned down a lot of movies early on because I wanted to have both. You know, I'm an admitted cake and eat it guy too. I want both. You know, so and I got both for the most part. So no, but I'm in a tiny percentile right now of guys who continue to do this. You know, I've directed 2 movies. I'm looking at one now to do again, another down the road. And I'm in a small percentile, and I didn't think I'd be doing it this long. You know, I went through a period where it didn't interest me very much, but now I'm kind of re-energized for whatever reason. I don't really know what the reason is. You know.
Well, hey, we're pumped that you are. We can't wait to watch Goodrich, available October 18th. We're going to go to the theaters.
Yep.
We're going to get popcorn. We're going to get a drink. We're going to go in there, and we're going to watch this magical story by Andy Goodrich, I believe is his name, played by Michael Keaton. And then we're going to cry our eyes out because we feel so good about it.
Mm-hmm. You're going to laugh. Anyway, I'm a fan of the show, which is obvious, and I enjoy you guys a lot.
We enjoyed the shit out of you too, pal.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man.
No problem. Good luck with everything. We appreciate you. Hopefully you see you again. Ladies and gentlemen, legend, icon, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael. Oh.
Andy Goodrich.
The GOAT.
Sounds like a good movie.
Here's the filmmaker statement that we got sent. Okay, this is from the filmmaker.
Yeah, need this.
Taking note of the many forms families take in this day and age, I wanted to write about different generations of children from different marriages coming together to form a modern family. Melding comedy with drama, this film tests and explores its lead character, Andy Goodrich, played by the incomparable Michael Keaton, exposing his lovable qualities and his flaws. Andy's world is quickly upended when he finds himself in a position of being the sole parent of his 9-year-old twins from his second marriage. His life has always largely been consumed by work, causing Andy to never really give his kids the father they deserve while leaning a little too heavily on his adult daughter Grace, played by Mila Kunis, from his first marriage. Grace, now pregnant with her first child, watches from the sidelines as Andy learns to give his next generation of kids the very thing Grace's childhood lacked: him. As his work life comes to an end, Andy must grapple with the universe changing his course both personally and professionally, which may ultimately be just what he needs.
Ooh.
That's
going to be super sad.
Yeah,
super sad
in.
at points.
Super
Oh,
sad
my God.
points, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I bet you those 9-year-old twins, for a large part of it, they're just calling him Andy. They, don't even call him Dad.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Don't even, hey, Andy, enough. It's like, oh,
Yep, for sure.
I'm your dad.
They call him dad at the end.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Happy ending.
There's definitely a moment. Yeah.
Oh, a double hug, probably.
Yeah.
On a knee. He'll be on a knee like this, and it'll be double hug. He'll be one of these, and then he'll,
I love you, boy.
hey, I need you guys.
Tell you what, his
That's going to happen.
And then probably his daughter has her kid.
Oh,
at
she
the end.
runs in.
Yeah.
It's a big.
And then she has her baby with her.
I'm not saying we just spoiled the movie, but
Yeah, I'm sorry.
feels like we just figured it out, Michael. Maybe the next one we'll go watch.
His Jagoff down Melon
Why don't we just forget it?
was very good.
Yeah, it was. It was good. He ends her accent. He had stories for everything. He's having a good time there. Goodrich is the name. How'd they put that up on the
I don't know.
screen?
It's cool.
Yeah, how'd that work?
Very cool.
Green screen,
It's just
probably.
overlay.
Is he in the middle of a is he on a junket right now where he does 10-minute interviews all day long?
Today was the only day that he was available. So, movie comes out October 18th. Today was pretty packed with some late news happening out of nowhere. Could not move off of today because not because of his choosing. It was because I believe the media junket that you're referring to.
Next Friday, though. Let's go.
Let's go. It's in movie theaters. Something's going directly to, streaming service and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people staying directly to movie theaters. It's like, let's go to movies.
Hell yeah.
I love that the movies are thriving still.
At least for a little bit.
'Cause there's people in this particular Thunderdome that were wishing for the movie theater's demise a little bit too much.
Fucked up.
I'm looking at that back row in that back room back there, loudest and more specific.
Why?
Still waiting. It's going to happen. Don't worry. Enjoy it while you can.
I
Have
do.
fun. Yeah, enjoy it because
I do enjoy
it's a thing of the past and it will go that
Are
way.
they going to bring back the movie
No,
pass?
Although the movie pass was a scam.
They're actually updating all the AMCs.
No, the lay down seats changed it. That's the thing, Connor. The lay down seats changed the game. Like I don't want to go sit in the old school. No, I want to go to the lay down seat, and I love going. I don't get to go that often, but man, I enjoy it.
It's a good night out.
It's great.
It's a good night out. Are they gouging you on prices sometimes?
Who cares?
It's all right. It's experience.
Yeah, but you're going to just charge that one to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of the house, a couple hours, do a thing, see a thing, experience some stuff. It's good living.
Great.
I love the movie theaters.
Love going to the movies. It
Love
sucks that Joker 2 is such a flop because I want to go see that.
People are saying that's a bad movie.
Oh, really?
Saying worst movie ever.
Yeah, the musical sequel, like I think they did it with Mean Girls too, or
I didn't know it was a musical sequel. To be clear, I did not do any research at all about it. But whenever I learned that it was a musical, that was very real.
Yeah. The whole movie, it's a music. The movie, the second one is, I never saw the first one, but the second one's a musical.
I saw the first one. The first one was interesting. That first one was, it was a lot. There was a lot going on.
That was a movie. That was a true film.
But I heard it was dark.
The first one?
Yeah, I heard it was dark. And
Very
most
dark.
people were like, hey, one of those movies you watch once.
Yep, bingo.
Yes.
That's that's the right read on it. I'm one of those people. I don't watch a lot of movies, but that was one of the ones I'm excited because this Joaquin character becomes he does the whole Jim Carrey thing.
Becomes
He does the whole.
He's method actor.
All the way in there. So I'll go pay my respects. And then, you're watching, you go, okay, I don't think I can watch this one ever again. And then this one, I guess, musical, right? Musical?
Yeah. I don't think it's singing the whole time, but, probably a heavy dose of it, which is.
Well, they got Gaga.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you
Gaga.
got Gaga, you do songs, but I didn't know they were doing like 15 songs.
Tell me something, girl. That movie's still.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, still hit.
Yeah.
Stars Born.
A month from now, we do get Gladiator 2, and that is going to be sick.
It just came out. It's awesome.
We need Gladiator.
Yeah.
We need Gladiator back in society.
It's going to be awesome.
When Gladiator first came through, I think there was a tone set by everybody in society that we need that back in there. It's a unifying call. Not so much anything else. I think the world needs a Gladiator.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it looks
Let's go now.
Come on.
When's it coming out?
November 11th, I believe.
Normally there's some sort of holiday movies.
Moana 2 is November as well.
Is this the action one?
No, the cartoon.
No, number 2.
Hey, Moana, A Ridge.
So good.
It's quite a good answer.
Second one looks sick.
Up there with Wreck-It Ralph in the pantheon of animated movies.
Well, Toy Story, obviously.
Whoa. Wreck-It Ralph.
Come on.
In the
it's so
fucking
good.
pantheon.
Have you seen Wreck-It Ralph? Have you seen Wreck-It
I've
Ralph?
seen all.
I have.
I've seen every Wreck-It Ralph.
I've not seen anyone other than the first one, but as the movie was happening, all I could say the entire time, much like when I was watching Ted Lasso, this is so much better than I thought it was going to be. This is so good. This is so good.
Absolutely love it. Just pantheon. We're talking fucking Toy Story. We're talking the fucking Bug's Life. I didn't know we were throwing Wreck-It Ralph up there.
Bug's Life. I don't think I've seen a Bug's Life.
It's
great.
It's good. Very good.
That Mario movie, unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, they're making another one of those. As
Bugs
well.
Life holds up too.
That's smart. A
Watched
Bug's
it
Life?
recently.
What is a bug? What is a?
It's
The
about
story
this
of an ant.
It's about an ant.
It's
and,
Homeward Bound for ants.
No.
the grasshoppers come to the ant hole and they basically request all their food. And this ant isn't fucking happy.
He's kind of a castaway who people don't really like. But guess what?
exile that saves the day.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter has just tweeted at 2:40. He says Jets owner Woody Johnson said he spoke to Aaron Rodgers on Monday night, but it wasn't about Coach Saleh. Johnson said Rodgers had no input in the decision made this morning. Fascinating.
That's not what the internet told me.
That's a lot of information.
The internet told me he's a head coach, GM, quarterback.
Jackie Moon,
Yep.
halftime entertainment.
League council.
What was your tweet all about who the next head coach is for the Jets?
I just think, look,
was that about?
We're going into week 6 here. Let's look around. Let's look at our options. We went with a really cool D coordinator who was awesome in Bob Saleh, and it didn't work. And maybe they have to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, our best player loves doing this type of shit. Why don't we have this guy be the coach, bring him in, have him do this to all of our players, and then maybe all of our players get on the level of our best player, Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know if he was even interviewed.
I'm not sure.
I don't even know if the shaman was even interviewed.
All I did was Google ayahuasca shaman. So I don't know if they just do that on like LinkedIn and see who pops up and then bring them in for an interview.
Oh, shaman, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the drugs. It's not
Madison.
Oh, whoa.
Sorry.
Come on.
Medicine.
Of the
Medicine.
of the plant is what I
the
mean.
experience.
Excuse me.
Which dimension are you looking to get to? We can send you right up.
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl brother, yeah.
Yeah. Super Bowl.
What's that one?
The SBD.
That's the 10th dimension, I think.
Could be.
It's 11.
That's the highest. I know
Yeah,
that.
that's what I meant.
AJ won one. AJ, what dimension were you in when you won the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Probably 11, right? How many are there?
I don't know. From what I've been told, 9 or 10, right? Is there a 10?
Well, I forget.
There was a time where I knew this answer, and that was certainly a fascinating time. That was when we were all learning about the existence of this, I think, at the same time. And I was getting sent a lot of information from a lot of people. I guess there's a couple different things that are 3, 4, 10, or even an infinite. The number of dimensions in the universe is a matter of debate among physicists, of course, with some suggesting that there are 3, 4, 10, or even an infinite number of dimensions. 3 dimensions is currently where we're at. 4 dimensions, Einstein's theory of general relativity adds time as a 4th dimension. 10 dimensions, string theory, a popular model of the universe suggests that there are 10 dimensions. You don't want to get through the 6th one, I've heard. 6th one is.
What's old buddy think? What's old buddy think of it?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, yeah. What's he say?
Hey, I haven't heard much from Terrence.
No.
Where'd
He's solving life.
They're throttling him for sure.
I was just going to say.
He had, like a 2-week run there where he knew more.
I miss him.
He went back on Joe Rogan, and they had a scientist there to sort of go back and forth with him, and I think that kind of put it all.
Yeah.
What happened? He didn't want to debate?
Turns out he was wrong.
Old school science.
No. Terrence Howard.
Yeah, he might have had a few stuff.
That's your truth.
Wrong.
Well, I know that one particular video I saw, the physicist, scientist, paleontologist, whatever the hell it was, was like, he's only referencing something that we used to reference in like the 1300s. We used to utilize this as a conversation piece, and I was like, as soon as I saw that video, I was like, oh, it feels like there's a lot more to this than I know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to check myself out. But Terrence Howard has not been in the conversation in a long time. He had it figured out.
He went back to the drawing board. He's figuring it out.
I need
working on a new patent.
It's hard out here for a scientist.
Yeah, it is.
He's got a new project out. Fight Night.
Ooh.
It's on Peacock.
He's acting again?
Yeah. Good. Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah. Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel.
Oh.
My guy Dexter Darden is playing Muhammad Ali in there. It's a good, good
What's it
good
called?
series. Fight Night.
All right, let's go watch that.
They're robbing people.
Round 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Terrence.
Like that, I think.
If you go back to solving the world's theories or fixing them or whatever, I'm here for it.
Sure.
I don't really know what you said, but it all sounded good to me.
Miss him.
I need more of that.
Yeah,
Fight
amen.
Night 2 is great, but I need more of sound is actually a fucking, they say it's this, it's actually this, and then it goes like this. So that means we can harness it and drop that fucker this way.
Periodic table.
I like that type of thing.
Yeah, I love it.
I like the humans that come out and go, hey, every classroom has taught this thing in every part of our country, in every civilization has the same exact theories. Let me tell you why it's all wrong.
Yeah.
I like those people.
Yeah.
I like that those
We
people
need
exist.
Get out of me.
I like that those people exist.
How you advance society.
With that being said, I haven't got a lot of follow-up on what he was saying, if it was right, and I don't understand what he was saying, when he was saying it.
Yeah, there's some of it.
But it did make me go, you know what? Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I mean, it would be crazy if aliens do come one day and they're like, hey, everything that you guys know is just completely wrong.
Hey, let us tell you about milk. What if they just started breaking down milk? I mean, this is what you guys have been doing with this. Then yesterday I learned that some chip that I was tasting great was going to kill me. Remember that?
That was fun.
Somebody told me to get chips for this office.
Specific
chips for this office.
His favorite.
And then as I'm eating said chips, the person goes, hey, by the way, a study just came out, going to kill you.
Yeah.
What?
Can we take
the chip
you
eating
wanted?
Can we
right
take
now.
a tea
It was
here?
weird. He waited for you to put the chip in
in my mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great.
I was bummed out too, guys. I mean, it's my favorite chip. I've been screaming it from the mountaintops, and I learned that about 2 weeks ago. It's not good. I mean, it turns out a lot of the food we eat is not good for you, though.
I've heard that on X. I've learned that on X.
Just inside these borders, though,
We take a
right?
tea though, because
that's
those
what they
chips are so good.
Yeah.
Wait,
And-
which?
The chips are very good.
Yes.
We
I
talking
will
about-
say,
You
I
got
don't
to tell
know.
the people.
We talking about the
allegedly what?
No.
Yeah, we don't have to do
Does it
that.
start with an M and there's a V?
No,
in
no,
there
no,
somewhere?
no.
Do your own
no,
research.
No.
I don't want to do my own fucking
Come
research.
on. I like
It's not
chips.
that one, though. It is not that one. It is.
Just don't eat too many of them.
It does taste delightful. It was the one that Foxy requested.
Oh, that one.
To the office.
I don't eat those anyway, so we're good.
It's not Sweet Vicky's.
No.
Miss
Oh,
Vicky.
You better fucking, never.
That's what I was worried about.
Keep Miss
Smokehouse.
Vicky's name out your
Not
fucking
Miss
mouth.
Vicky.
As long as it ain't that, I'm
those.
good.
I
Miss Vicky's the
love
goat,
Miss Vicky.
dog.
Okay.
Cape Cod, too, also fantastic.
Ooh,
Very
the best,
good.
the best.
Very good.
Anyways, becoming a chips office over here. Becoming a chips office.
And cookies, a lot of cookies.
A lot of cookies, good cookies. Good. We got good sweet straw.
There's something missing, but yeah.
No, there isn't.
I mean,
Not one
still
person has
see-
complained.
I still see many
Your little
fucking-
dunkers, little Oreo dunkers or
Yeah, his
whatever.
little finger
Oreo
creamies.
dunkers,
Yeah,
finger
his little
creamies.
finger in the
You know
cream.
they're called Oreo sticks. You know they're fucking delicious.
You just
and
got-
hey, guess what? I'm still
finger in that
seeing mini
cream.
Oreos in there, like a fucking joke. have mini Oreos instead of the fucking Oreos.
I don't like the mini Oreos.
Well, then what the fuck is going on?
Those are leftover Oreos.
Look, I ride and die with Famous Amos. I fucking love Famous Amos. God rest his soul.
Yeah, good man.
But we're missing our mistakes,
No,
brother.
you're not. No, you're not.
Yes,
Not at
we
all.
are.
The Chewies came in. They've been throwing
They're great.
100 on the paint.
They're great. They go like hotcakes, though. You know what does?
You know why?
Yeah, because they're great. But then we don't have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We don't have anything for 2 weeks.
The office grocery list. Thunderdome groceries is a thing in of itself.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The Oreo sticks need to come back, bro. They actually fucking do.
No, they don't.
Doesn't matter as long as we have
everyone
misfits.
loves them. Everyone enjoys making them. People would fucking eat them, but you buried them, so everyone's
That's
like,
because you're fingering the cream.
Don't eat the fucking Oreo stick.
Just like in most situations, I was just the bearer of bad news for you.
Okay.
That's why I came up into Coach Dutch Dangeroo's office.
Whatever, man.
And I said, hey, listen, does anybody like these Oreo sticks? You go, what? You lose your mind. You know why I asked that question? Because I was asking other people if anybody likes them, and there was not a single yes. I was trying to find reasons to keep the finger creamies around. And you were the only one, brother.
I mean, it's just bullshit, man. But that's fine. I mean, I got photos of you eating them, so I don't know why you're fucking running your mouth about
Once
Oreo
again,
sticks.
we've done the whole conference, song
Yeah.
and dance.
Yeah.
I was only eating them because there was no other options available. So I took it upon myself. I'm going to make sure other options are available. And that thing has showed up every morning. Not as much as those Krispy Kremes you showed up with. Was that you?
And it was. It was. Every Tuesday,
So
got to get
good.
the plays. Had to go to the OG route today.
Dude, they got the see-through. They got the see-through top of the box for the Krispy Kremes, so you see what you're looking at. So you can't even like have that thing closed and like not see it.
Out of sight.
Yeah, out of sight. Out of you walk.
Great move by them.
Great move.
Great move.
Terrible for me. I walked by there like 10 times today. I'm like, I want to have 4 of those. I'm going to after the show.
Quick 12-second nuke in the microwave.
D-Butch brings donuts every week. Chuck Pagano brings 3 baker's dozens of donuts every single week.
Jeez.
Yep.
Coach Dutch Dangerou brings excitement.
Who brings the cookies? Cookies are bangers too.
Nick usually.
Yeah, they like the pens around the office. What were the No, what was the one that was hard to open?
Oh, we had some sugar cookies and a couple chocolate chips.
Whose were those?
Mine, yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
those
Halloween.
are so
but
good.
that Tupperware situation, the notes have been sent back, and we're working through
The Tupperware was elite. Like,
That's why the cookies were so good.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why the cookies were so good. Is because
Vacuum sealed.
Tupperware was beating everybody, brother.
It was crazy.
It was beating
What,
everybody.
someone actually made cookies that they put in Tupperware?
Yes, it feels like it came from
Yeah, my condo, if you will.
the Bruce condo.
Call your girlfriend condo.
What is happening, Bruce?
Call your girlfriend
That can't
condo.
You're hiding, Bruce.
But we don't know.
I helped.
The old condo.
What the fuck?
Somebody's in the doghouse.
He teamed up.
We're never getting cookies anymore.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe tomorrow.
I will say the cookies were very good, but the Tupperware that it came in was impossible to open. It was impossible to open.
Easily 1 to 3 minutes every time someone had like messed with it.
And it became a thing to see who was next to experience it.
Yeah.
Like as people were walking over and you see the cookies, it was see-through container, so it looked so good. And I was like, I'm definitely gonna have one of those. And then all of a sudden, guess what? You're fucking in it right now.
Battle.
You're in. You remember the finger trap things?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
similar.
It is one of those.
Same thing.
It was similar, yeah. Nobody can fucking get it open. But I think that's why it was so good.
Yeah.
Because there was no air in that thing.
Oh, yeah.
While we're talking
pretty
food, I mean, every single Thursday, this show ends, and everyone kind of panically walks around waiting for the one order of Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut is crushed on Thursdays.
It's awesome.
It really has. It has shown up every single week, and guess that's what Pizza Hut does. It delivers.
Shows up.
Every time.
Every single time. It's very consistent. That Blondie's Pizza out there in Berkeley was okay.
Was it?
What kind of style? What was the style of the pizza?
It was 100 and no, that's an understatement. It was 5,000 degrees.
It was the
Walked
hottest.
around with that thing for 20 minutes. It still almost fried my face.
It was the hottest pizza of all time. It was the hottest pizza.
Oh, Bummer, you got warm food? What the fuck are we
That
doing?
was just beyond warm. It was uneaten. You couldn't eat it. You couldn't eat it. Almost burnt my hand holding it. You couldn't eat it. I'm not shitting you.
Had to hold it from the corner of the little. They gave us a little corner, a triangle pizza thing, and it was a paper box thing or whatever, and they handed it to us, and we hold it, and you open it. It's like a Pizza Hut style pizza. It is like it looks like a good pizza, and it was burning our hands. Like, so actually had to hold it by the corners as we're walking around the area. Whenever we finally get it to a temperature, literally 15 minutes later, this thing had been out and about in public. He'd been taking it in. We started, it was good. It was good pizza, I thought. Gumpy was mad about the entire situation. He burned his hands.
I just wanted a cold pint the most part. I mean, Rossio stuffed it down his face. He liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the pizza as well. No one out Pizza's the Hut. I mean, I just had Pizza Hut on Thursday. Then I got Blondie's Pizza on Friday. That's a tough.
The bar is already.
But Blondie's
already
Pizza,
set
I think, was very, very good. Rossio was trying to cash in on. They had a wanted poster out. This Blondie's Pizza place for me. And it said, if you find him, bring him to Blondie's Pizza. Reward would be a Godzilla pizza.
Okay.
Which is their biggest pizza over there or whatever.
Sign me
They
up.
put these photos up on a couple of different blocks up there in Berkeley. So whenever we get there, we see the thing. Nobody had a clue that was working at the place when I walked there. It was pretty sweet, actually. It was nice. And the reason why we went is because of all the photos all around town.
Yeah.
I felt
Kinda
obligated
had
to do it.
yeah.
So we get there, and nobody knew that I was there, working there, or anything. But Rossio, who works for ESPN, is an absolute dog, this Rossio. He was trying to cash in on the Godzilla pizza. So he actually, did you put the photo? Yeah. He actually took a photo with it, okay? He was like, where's this Godzilla pizza? They had no idea, obviously, the people behind it. But Rossio was trying to cash in. And
did he?
He did not.
Yeah,
They
did
never
you get
gave
it?
him.
That's kind of bullshit.
Never gave him the Godzilla
He's
pizza.
pissed.
What the fuck?
Bullshit.
Well, Gumpy could have. We walked to the place, so he didn't really.
I assumed he walked in and just said, like, I got him! Give me my fucking pizza!
Rossio was a little flustered about it all.
Here to claim my Godzilla.
Rossio's a dog. Pizza was good. No one out Pizza's the Hut. No one out breaks down defensive film
Hell yeah.
better than one man and one man alone. Wrapping up this particular Big News Tuesday on the eve of Aaron Rodgers Wednesday. They're playing on Monday night, so obviously the football schedule changes a little bit. Let's go to Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, presented by Darius J. Butler.
Let's get to it. Let's wrap up week 5, Everything DB. Starting with
a white
man.
Is that a white?
At the cornerback position.
Is that a white?
Athletic.
Got white sleeves.
He's got sleeves on, so it's hard to.
Fast, explosive. 3rd and 11.
It's a white
Got
guy.
him on an island.
That's a white guy.
That's a white man.
That is a Caucasian.
Okay.
Riley Moss.
Riley Moss.
First NFL interception. Just a great job. We had Pat Surtain on yesterday talking about it. You see Pat coming over man-to-man coverage. Quarterback knows what it is. It'll be a safety rotation as well. So it's going to be one-on-one on the outside. He's going to widen him, get his head around. Good stab early on. A lot of DB coaches around the league love this. Double move, gets his head around, goes up and high points the ball. You see a lot of time DBs especially, they'll kind of wait for the ball to come to them when they're in good position, and receivers typically have better ball skills. Go over the top and catch it. But a great job by Riley Moss, climbing the ladder, getting his head around too. Off the double move, a lot of DBs will panic, kind of get a bad pass interference here, a little underthrown. Not him, gets his head around. Great job getting up and picking that thing off for his first NFL interception. So congrats to Riley Moss.
On that double move, can we talk about the athleticism of having to go sit back on your heels and then regain your speed and then catch back up?
Yeah.
Freak show athleticism out of Riley Moss.
And widen them as well. That's important. So a lot of DB coaches will get really, really pissed off when the cornerback starts. You're in the press technique, you're in the receiver's face, and you just let him get a free release. So there's no point in getting in his face. So he did a great job stabbing him, widening him, so getting him off that red line for the quarterback, leaving him no space, and then going up and finishing the play. Great job, high point. That's probably the best part. Lean, locate, and then high point in the football.
Hey, just like Patrick Surtain tweeted, white man can jump. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Riley had a 39-inch vertical at the combine.
Dope. Where's he from?
Iowa.
Wow.
One of Kurt's dogs.
Iowa had him on the team. They had Cooper DeJean on their team, and they had 0 yards of offense every year.
That's right.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, I saw some good tweets, some DEI fence. Some good Twitter coming from a Riley Moss post I had earlier this week. This is his teammate, his OG. PS2 had him on the show. This was his second interception. He's down there matched up with Brock Bowers. It'll be single high coverage. Bowers is going to run a dig route from a tight split. It's usually a tough route for outside leverage. Obviously, Surtain's very, very patient, stays square, trust his speed versus tight end speed, squeeze them. Always talk about tips and overthrows. He tips it up, catches his own tip for his second interception on the day.
Great play.
Brock did have a sick touchdown this week too.
He did. He's a dog. I think both of Pat's interceptions were Brock Bowers targets. The first one was an overthrow, and the second one was a tip. So tips and overthrows always show up week in and week out. But great job by him, awareness, batting it down, and then getting up, going and getting his second pick of the game.
Let's talk about another guy who's on a streak.
Another guy on the streak. 5 games in a row. This guy's got an interception. 5 games in a row. First player to do that with the new team since 1970, I believe. Starting in the post right here. So he's on the hash. He's going to go to a single high coverage once again. And once you're in that post, you just got to read the quarterback. Obviously, Matt Stafford's been around. I believe that's Tutu Atwell. If you pause it here, the guy, can you highlight that the slot corner guarding the slot receiver up top? Right there. So outside leverage, doing a great job keeping his outside leverage, forcing the receiver to go more upfield, which forces the quarterback to put more air on the football, and more air on the football. Free safeties love it. You'll see him breaking on intention. So right here, the ball is out. He's already breaking. Overruns the receiver, beats him to the spot. Once again, great job keeping his leverage by that corner. Keyshawn Nixon, I believe, and then getting his 5th interception. I believe at least two of his interceptions have been kind of overthrows, but him being in position, running to the ball. He had a great one in cover 2 against Philly week 1.
Mm-hmm.
But every week, this guy finds the football. Signed for a ton of money this offseason, and is proving his worth every week. Should be, I think, in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation early on.
5 straight picks, absolutely.
5 straight, yeah.
Yes.
Is he in the AP 10 watch list for Defensive Player of the Year?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he better be.
Yeah.
5 picks in a row. What do you want from him?
Fantastic.
Another one, Saban. So that's back-to-back.
Couple guys.
Saban's boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Xavier McKinney, former Giant.
Yep.
Big first-round pick, and then went and got a bunch of money from the Green Bay Packers.
Yes!
Another guy who will be getting a bunch of money soon.
Wow, Patriots on a good thing.
Hey, was my favorite corner coming out when he came out. Devin Witherspoon is great as well. But this guy, this is going to go to 2-man. So right now, can you run that back to the beginning? Because that's some veteran savvy shit right there. So you open up right here, and I remember talking to Tom Brady earlier in my career and asking him which corners gave him the most problems. And he said corners that kind of leave the quarterback guessing, give it indecision. So if a corner is a great press guy, you know he's going to be in press all the time, you know ways to attack that. If he's a great off corner, you know ways to attack that. So whenever a corner kind of shows, hey, maybe I'm off, maybe I'm pressed, maybe I'm cover 2. So he's showing it, he's kind of mixing it up, and then at the snap, he turns into kind of a 2-man corner, but he's outside leverage. So that safety is going to go over the top. So he knows he has help, and he breaks outside in and undercuts this ball and picks it off. Great ball skills, great understanding of the route, and great trust in his ability. One of my favorite, not only young corners in the league, just one of my favorite overall corners, period. Got the size, got the ball skills, got the speed, got everything you want as an outside corner.
Is the Gonzo flu still a real thing?
Oh,
it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Very much so. He should have had another pick later on, too. Actually caught it with his hands perfect, but Tyreek Hill made a great play and knocked it out.
Running across the field with Tyreek across the end zone.
Who's number 3?
Stride for stride. That was Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham made his debut.
He did?
Still knocking the rust off, but once again, great job understanding the coverage.
Congrats to you guys.
Breaking outside, and we did get the win.
It was a good one.
Unbelievable
On him choosing
play
to play.
here.
Snag.
Is that your man, Pat?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
That was a big part of the conversation over here now.
Yeah, he chose.
We're glad he chose. He's still choosing to play football.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like to see Odell Beckham
he's
Jr.
got options.
Need
What
him
do
in
you
the
want?
league.
He always looks so cool too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He looks sick in the all white.
Oh, how about those glasses? He had some glasses on the other day in his Instagram.
Great shape.
Super cool.
Yeah. At his peak, he was outside of some of the quarterbacks, probably the most popular football player. Remember he signed that huge Nike deal that really football players, like a $25 million Nike deal.
What ended up happening?
Doesn't
Didn't he get that?
I think he won.
He won that money.
Yeah, because he was doing some other shit with cleats and stuff. So they, went and tried to get their money back. Obviously, he wasn't the same player at that time, and he ended up winning in the litigation. So
yeah, I think
shout out to OBJ.
It was a win-win. They described it as, because they didn't have to pay. He didn't have to pay.
No blood.
Everybody wins.
Well, congrats. We like that.
Especially the
Are the
lawyers.
Dolphins going to win? Are the Dolphins going to continue to win, brother?
Oh yeah, we're all the way back. The Jets they fired their coach. What are they doing? Josh Allen's going 9 for 30. McDermott has no idea what he's doing. Why wouldn't we do it? Why wouldn't the Finns win the AFC?
Let's go to some bad D, shall we?
only got one play from bad D.
No, I didn't know this. I did not see this. This is my first time seeing this.
I don't want to throw salt in the wound, but this is what guys are in the meat room watching, and this is a learning moment for everybody, not just the guys on
myself.
the field. Yeah, so cover 3 right here, which is, if you know anything about Gus Bradley, You're going to get a lot of cover 3, a lot of single high. Every offense that's facing them knows it. Everybody around the league knows it. So right now, cover 3, if you run it to the beginning, the very, very beginning, if you would. So the tight end, do we have the tight end motion? Okay, perfect. So tight end. So right now we have Brian Thomas Jr. in the slot. Absolute stallion of a receiver, a rookie, LSU superstar receiver right now, already making, he's a game record right now, in my opinion, when you're facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's in the slot now once this motion goes outside. Motion goes outside, corner goes with him. Now zone coverage, okay? One safety deep, most likely some type of cover 3. As a cover 3 corner, you got to get your depth. You have to get back. That got to circle up top, that's the corner. And you got to get to what's called a midpoint. If both these guys run vertical, you're responsible to split them, make a play. Pause it. So now you have a hitch from the tight end. He settles his feet on the hitch, which he should never do because he's a deep third receiver. If you look at both flat defenders right around the 20-yard line, both flat defenders are kind of in a high school zone drop, so they're not carrying the seams. In some defense, that slot defender would run with that seam. Not in this defense. You got to understand the structure of the defense. You continue to run with them. If you don't, this is what happens. It's a very, very common route around the league, a slot fade, slot seam. Typically, you march a running back or tight end or whoever outside to do exactly what he did there. You run the hitch. Perfect. Take the eyes, and then you run the deeps in. I mean, that's a bad break.
Great effort play. Extra effort.
Full effort. Brian Thomas Jr. is one of those guys you're not catching from behind. Full effort play.
Carly Ursay.
Headset. Hopefully.
Specialist right there. Rest of the team. Everybody.
Yeah, it's tough. You never want to be in this.
They got eyes on this guy laid out like this.
Does the face hit the ground? Was face mask
the ref
first?
even
It's a full sell. I mean, you wanna clip that hill. You clip that hill. You do get a chance. So I appreciate the sellout.
Me too.
But that's really, really tough. You run it back to the beginning. We don't even need to run the full play. But in the beginning, the free safety is highlighted as well. You have to understand as a free safety, where are my threats? You remember the Xavier McKinney rep where he was based on the threat. So you have to know, hey, Brian Thomas Jr. is in the slot to the left. So let me at least split the speed. So let me split these receivers here and where Brian Thomas Jr. is. And then once Trevor catches the snap, pause it here, his helmet goes right to that right. So as an indicator, as a free safety, you're a zone defender. Your eye should be on the quarterback, and his key is telling you that he's looking this way to the speed. So everything should tell you, let me lean that way. Let me get ready to break that way. Once again, that McKinney rep, it was a great job by him opening his hips. And then once Stafford kind of broke that egg, as we call it, pulled his hand off the ball, then he went. Right now, you're never getting from the opposite hash to this guy. Great throw, great read by Trevor Lawrence. I think the free safety could at least help and get him down. You line up again, make him snap the ball again. He did not. So just an overall failure by the defense on this rep. We got to see. That's close. Once again, I appreciate the sellout.
His eyes open.
But yeah, learning just from the beginning, help yourself out at the beginning, get a better alignment. And if you do kind of start off in that 5-yard area, just open up and run off the snap instead of, kind of slow playing it because those guys get up on you fast.
Fastest speed of the year there, Brian Thomas Jr. too.
Really?
Yeah,
he's a
22.15, I think. Something like that.
He's a burner. He's a burner.
Trevor Lawrence had a career day against the Indianapolis Colts. Caleb Williams had a career day against the Indianapolis Colts.
Wide.
Justin Fields had a career day and a loss against the Indianapolis Colts.
Wide. C.J. Stroud just had another day at the mill.
I just want to remind people this is regular, is what he said.
Yeah.
That was a bar.
Yeah, it was sweet.
I just want to remind people this is regular.
Yep. and there's no defense for a perfect throw. And he's throwing a lot of them.
He said that. Yeah. He said, cover 2, if you're going to make a mistake, I'm going to have to punish you for it because they're doing that a lot. I'm like, Jesus, guy, everything about him's great.
Yeah. The only defense that made him struggle this year was that Minnesota Vikings. We had a rep. Actually,
They beat the shit out of
Cam Bynum had a pick where C.J. Stroud was trying to squeeze it in there. So that cover 2 rep, as a defense, when you call it, like he said it, make them snap it over and over again, make them go the long, hard way. Quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, sometimes they get impatient, and that's when you get a tip, get an overthrow, take advantage of it.
Yep. D-Butt. Great work.
Hey, baby, D-Butt. D-Butt.
AJ, great work today, pal. Really
Baby
did
Hawker.
it. You didn't tell us anything about Aaron, which we were hoping maybe you'd give us a little inside information. You chose not to do that yet again, so thank you, AJ.
Hey, baby Hawker.
You have any info, AJ? You know anything else?
No. I mean, everybody's caught by surprise, I feel like.
Let's try Greeny one more time.
Doesn't he do it like a radio show 12 to 3?
Yeah, but remember he said anytime you call him, good, too.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what's real.
And he never called you back.
Deal.
Not even a text. Not even a text.
Maybe he's traveling.
Had some
It's
bad,
ringing.
Maybe he's softy. Maybe they hired him to be one of the coaches. Maybe Ulbrich brought him in.
Consultant.
Yeah, consultant.
Joe Douglas.
Pump up guy.
We got to remember that about Greeny right there. Are we on the outs with Green?
They do get up this morning. Do we know?
Do we?
Are we on the outs?
No, we're not on the outs with Green.
No, we're not.
He didn't get a chance to react to this, maybe, though, so maybe first reactions come on, get up. Maybe it's McAfee, come on.
There it is.
Come on. Can't do that. You know.
I bet as soon as the show ends, he calls you back.
Because I can't be doing
it.
that.
Says that exactly.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I got a whole night. I got tomorrow to react. Come on. You got Aaron, 12-10.
What about Cole? You talked to Cole yet?
Yeah, he was in the middle of, I think he was recording more voiceovers. That guy.
Jeez.
I will never do a video game because of Michael Cole's schedule for being a fucking video game announcer. It is all day, every day, seemingly.
Grueling.
Oh, there's a opening in your schedule. That's cool. We can sneak 3 hours in here for you to say, vintage, Randy Orton. Ooh, the toxic table's coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Was Cole bummed out or?
What about the?
Salah?
I don't. That wasn't the.
No, I didn't get that vibe.
I think you heard it. I think you heard it a little bit earlier. It didn't sound like some Jets fans. Fireman Ed, we'll be there. Shout out to Fireman Ed, Kevin O'Connell. Shout out to C.J. Stroud stopping by. Michael Keaton stopped by.
Cates, baby.
That was what was that? What was that?
The fact that Michael Keaton was on the show is
legend.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the way you laughed about it, did you?
I laughed like, wow, this is real. Like that's reality. You said thanks to Michael Keaton, which sounds awesome.
In the middle of it, I thought that a few times. This is real. This is happening. Talks the table. Great work today. AP Tone, great work.
Thank you, brother.
Foxy, way to go, pal. Zeke, way to go. Nick, good work today. Graphic department, good work, boys. Into you, Canadian ship painter. Great work at everything you do, pal.
Great work from you, Pat.
Your splunking of the internet, your ability to post clips in real time, your work ethic, your beard, your morale, your aura. It's something that we're all.
Today?
Your fits.
Oh, man.
All time.
We're very lucky to be around you. Happy birthday, Gump.
Happy birthday, Gump.
Happy birthday, Gump.
Okay,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Light the candles, man. Happy birthday, dear Gump. That's running in it.
Yeah, man. Can't rely on this guy for fucking anything.
No, of course not.
Well, remember what happened last time when you lit the candles.
Oh, fuck.
I think we got a bigger problem. Bro, they molded into the cake. Have you ever seen this before?
It's crazy.
Happy birthday to you. We love you, Gumpy.
Thank you, boys. Lucky to be here. You guys are like family to me, and I appreciate you all.
Yeah, you're family to us too, brother. We're lucky you're here. We're thankful you're here. You do great work. You're the man. Happy birthday. Excited for the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Happy birthday, Gump.
Maybe not the next one so much.
Whoa.
What's going on?
It's an ugly number coming around the corner.
No, that
gonna
doesn't
look
mean
great
shit.
on you.
That doesn't mean shit, Gump.
Good.
Life is good. Life is great. Doesn't matter your age, just
Very
how you're
good.
living.
Very good.
True.
All right, let's enjoy the hell out of this life. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life, like our friends at Dude Wipes. Just never forget that. Dumpkin Spice season. Get them at Target now. And if you don't want to go to Target and get the Dumpkin Spice exclusive for coffee dumps, get any of the Dude Wipes. They will make your butthole better.
Yep.
It's a bath for your ass every single time. Shout out to Dude Wipes. We can't thank them enough for being a part of our program, being a partner of our business, and for what they've done for my cheeks and everybody's cheeks around Thunderdome.
Amen.
That's right.
Only one per wipe, only one per flush. That's all you'll need. Dude Wipes will take care of you. No more monkey butt. Live your best life with Dude Wipes. We're this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.